Okay, I'm here. I'm not late. Never late. And if I was late, it would be because I got home 10 minutes ago from getting a haircut. If I was late, there would be a reason, but thankfully I'm not, because I'm never late. Every single day, these bitches try to tell me that I'm late when I'm not. Just clearly I'm not. I'm a little out of breath because I was running all over trying to get shit set up quickly enough. And while I was running around and getting stuff set up, my light not only fell off of where it was mounted, but the actual light fell off of the mount piece, like the piece that has the suction cup on it that I mounted the light on. The light popped off of it when it fell and hit the ground. It was a whole disaster. But I'm here. Ignore that. I can kill the artificial background music. And we're good. We're finally here. Finally ready to go. Just because we can pick and it doesn't matter, what do you guys think in regards to, should we be on the right side? Top right? Actually, for Resi, we could go in any corner we want. Also, how is the audio? Because I'm just realizing that that was pretty loud in my headphones. So y'all have to tell me if the audio is going to be a problem. This goddamn light mount is going to drive me up the wall. I swear to God. But hello, Tom. Hello, Sepper. Mickle, maybe? I don't know. Mickle said he wouldn't be here, but he was in pre-stream chat. And Perdos also, if you are here still. And hello, because he was in pre-stream, but I haven't seen him since we actually started. Stay up. Can I put my volume up, like my microphone volume? For fuck's sake. Okay, at least the mount didn't fall off. Okay. I mentioned before, Sticky's here. Hello, Sticky. The lighting's looking a bit dark? Well, I wonder why. If you're saying that I'm too quiet, it's not, hold on, is it because I'm too quiet? No, not because I'm too quiet. Looking like a kid with rich parents whose name is Roderick the 14th. It's a little weird because I didn't like style it after I got it cut. The woman who cuts it put product in it and tried to style it for me, and it does not look right. No offense to her, because she's been cutting my hair for a long time and she does a great job, but she just doesn't know how to style it the way I do. So your mic is fine. I turned down the game, but just for fun, is there another corner you guys would rather have my camera in, or do we just stick to the top right? RE might need to be a tiny bit louder. I just turned it down because I thought like the menu or like the music and stuff was too loud. Let's get into the game and like play the intro and stuff. Are you playing this emulation? Yeah, so you're gonna notice the text looks a little weird, like it's almost being overly smoothed. That's because I'm using DuckStation, and I have a plugin that's supposed to smooth out 2D games, and it does that great, actually. In all fairness to the plugin, it smooths out 2D games like the Final Fantasy re-releases and stuff really well. But for some reason, like text and menus in 3D games sometimes comes off looking a little weird. Oh, we have another big decision. I'm going to play both of the campaigns for this, and I can talk more about what this whole adventure is going to be in a second. But we're going to play both campaigns. Would we rather see big burly man Chris Redfield or badass woman cop Jill Valentine? I can't think of anything better to say for her. Other than in the RE3 remake, she might be the most attractive character in the Resident Evil series. Aside from Leon in RE4. But she's a runner. She's a runner-up. I don't like men, so for me, she wins. Jill Valentine, Jill. People who know the game probably know this already, and I'm assuming a lot of people know the game. I hope a lot of people know the game. I hope a lot of you know your Resident Evil stuff. But let me give you another factor here beside just their characteristics. Because there are advantages and disadvantages to both, okay? Chris Redfield has a little more health before he dies. It's not enough to be super noticeable, but it is there. He can take a little more damage before he dies, but he gets less powerful firearms, and he has 2 less inventory slots, which if you've ever played an RE game that's actually survival horror oriented, makes a huge difference. I'm gonna keep my cool for now, and I'm just gonna talk through this while I fix the light again. God damn it, stay up! The difference between Jill's 8 inventory slots and Chris's 6 might sound small. It is not. It is huge difference. Chris is generally thought of as being like the hard mode of the game. And Jill is thought of as the easy mode, even though she has less health before she dies, because she gets more powerful weapons and has the 2 extra inventory slots. I'm just here because, I don't know, actually, came here in Star Wars and has stuck around for some reason, or Lego Star Wars. I'm seeing half and half between Jill and Chris. Should we do a coin toss, perhaps? Should I just go on Google and coin toss it? Let me just do a coin toss since we're split 50-50 right now. Oh, it auto flips. I won't count that. But hold on. Let me turn off the game capture and let you see this. All right, chat. Let me see the first person to say a character and a side of the coin. That Chris heads. Boom. Okay. We flip again. If we get heads, we're playing Chris first. If we get tails, we're doing Jill. We're doing Jill first. Okay. I typically, whenever I replay this game, which is like once a year, because I'll get into it in a second, actually. But I replay the original RE very, very often. At least once a year. I normally do Chris's campaign first and then Jill. Best of 3? Nope. The one man, that's a real gentleman's coin toss. It is a one time and you're done. Just a quick boom and it's over. That is the real gentleman's coin toss. Call it, you flip it, and it's done. Also, sit back and enjoy the cheese, chat. This is one of my favorite brands of like cheesy writing and storytelling in games, and that is mid to late 90s Japanese to English translation that just was done very poorly and also acted very poorly, which makes this game even better. Victims were apparently eaten. Sorry, I'm talking over it, but you're not even missing the good part, don't worry. Short version that I talked over. I think it's Alpha Team that went missing, and we are Bravo Team going in to find out what happened. Alpha Team went missing while investigating disappearances and murders in the mountains.
It was Bravo Team's helicopter. Nobody was in it.
We're Alpha Team looking for Bravo Team. I flipped it, but whatever.
However, we soon discovered why.
Isn't 4 being remade? That's why we're doing this, but give me a minute before I get into all that. I love the storytelling in this game. I love it so much. Never gets old. It genuinely doesn't. I've been playing this game for like 17 years and it never gets old. Wow, I'm back. Nothing happened with the light, I swear. Nothing happened. I don't know why the suction cup keeps coming undone today. So I moved it over a little bit to see maybe if there's just like something on that spot that's blocking it.
Rebecca Chambers.
Can't wait for Revelations 2. Both of the Revelations games I've honestly never actually completed. I've played like half of both of them.
Resident Evil.
But every time I try to play the Revelations, either one of them, I just get bored. But it's not clickbait. We're playing, okay, not every Resident Evil game, but every mainline game, and I'm planning on doing Revelations 1 and 2 as well. They're practically mainline. Oh, and Code Veronica counts too. I'm doing that one.
Captain Wesker, where's Chris?
Stop it! Don't open that door!
But Chris is...
What is it?
Maybe it's Chris. Now, Jill, can you go?
I'm
Of
going
course
with
I
you.
can.
Chris is our old partner, you know.
Okay, let me handle this.
Okay. For those who don't know, that boy with the red vest, that's Barry Burton. And he is
Stay
the
alert.
best character in this game. The best. And there is no debate. You will all come to love Barry the way that I love Barry. I'm telling you. Raccoon City? I don't consider Raccoon City mainline. I actually haven't played it. I'll be completely honest. Reminds me of those old Final Fantasy graphics in 7. This is around the same time as Final Fantasy 7, and they're both PS1 games too, so that's why. You don't mean 1 through 3, right? You mean 1 and 3? The game is like 4 polygons. Okay, let me talk about just nerdy game stuff for a second. So this is a PS1 game. The title says not every mainline. Bro, how long do you want that title to be? Okay, come on. I can only do so much. So, the reason that the game can even look this good, this game came out in 1996 on the PS1, right? The only reason it can even look this good, because if you've ever seen a fully 3D PS1 game, you know how that looks, is because the only things that are 3D are like the actual objects you can interact with, the characters, and the enemies. And then everything else that you see in the background, like the dining room table, the pillars, that top part, this is literally all a pre-rendered image that it is a 2D image. There are boundaries in it. Like there are invisible walls that prevent me from walking through the table. And the boundaries also, typically speaking, will cover up any of the actual geometry. Like you can see my feet there disappear under the table. But that's literally just an image with the 3D stuff thrown on top of it. And a camera angle, of course. So that's nerdy game stuff for those who aren't familiar. It's a pretty cool trick to make the game look way better than anything at the time did.
What is it?
Blood. Jill, see if you
board
can
game.
find any other clues. I'll be examining this.
Got it,
Hope
Barry.
this is not Chris's blood.
He's so good! I love Barry. I fucking love Barry. Okay. But yeah. We're playing all the RE games over the next however long it takes. I'm gonna try to get through it as quickly as I can. In anticipation for the remake of 4, so that I can play that at launch and have, like, everything up to date. This voice acting is kind of weird. The voice acting is consistently terrible throughout the entire game, so prepare for more of it. But you kind of come to love it, especially with characters like Barry. It has an appeal in its own way for being so bad. Like, trust me, you'll come to love the voice acting. God damn this light. When is 4 coming out? It's March 23rd, 23, I believe. Am I right? Why will you not stay mounted? Hold on, is there something... I don't want to grab it out from under because then my wires are gonna get all fucked. There's something on the suction cup? Not really. There's like a hair of mine on it. Why will you not stick? Why will this thing not stay mounted? The suction cup has worked so well up to this point. It suddenly fell off like earlier this morning, and I was like, oh, I'll just put it back up before stream. But it just won't stay on. Oh, okay. That wasn't the mount coming off. That was just the light tipping over. Okay. I put it. Oh, it's the 24th. My bad. I thought it was the 23rd. This banger just released today, brand new. But Sticky said earlier, didn't I play this on Twitch? And I did. I never finished a full like double campaign run of it on Twitch, but I did a couple streams of it, and I think on the
Barry?
the now abandoned VOD channel, those videos are still public.
What is it?
Watch out! It's a monster!
Let me take care of this.
I'm not gorilla gluing the light to the back of my monitor. That's absurd.
What is it?
Kenneth was killed too. Maybe by this creature.
It never gets old. It actually is funny
Anyway,
every single
let's
time.
report this to Wesker.
You can't not love Barry, though. What is it? Fucking love the dialogue and the delivery in this game is just peak. It's just so good. Also, for those who are maybe familiar with playing these games on like actual hardware or just most other emulators, doesn't the game look great on DuckStation? There's this weird like checkerboard effect on the doors that I don't know why that's happening. But aside from that, it just looks like I've never seen Barry's face so clearly before.
For the time being.
Like Barry's face in particular, I didn't even know that he had like that much of like a defined set of features on his face. Stop simping for Jill. Okay, Jill simping is acceptable later in the franchise. In RE1, kind of weird, but later in the franchise, completely acceptable.
Nothing. What is this all about?
RE5, RE3
Figure it out
remake,
at all.
I'm with you.
Beats me too.
Now it's Wesker's time to disappear. I don't know what's going on.
Well, it can't be helped. Let's search for him separately. I'll check the dining room again.
Okay, I'll try the door on the opposite side.
This mansion is gigantic. We could get into trouble if we get lost. We should start from the first floor, okay? And Jill, here's a lockpick. It might be handy if you, the master of unlocking, take it with you.
Thanks. Maybe I'll need it.
Listen, if something happens, let's meet up in this hall.
I love Barry
This
so
time I'll
much.
be there.
I love Barry so much. Might be helpful if you, the master of unlocking, take it with you. You can't not love the guy. Like, it's impossible. Hold on. Actually, equip the blicky. You know, I keep that thing on me. One of my favorite things in the old PS1 resis are being able to just view the 3D models like in your inventory like this, up close. It's actually pretty nice. Like, again, for being 1996 and a console exclusive, the game looks wild because of like the little shortcuts and tricks that they took. Not shortcuts. The clever workarounds and tricks that they took to actually get the game to look like this. Ink ribbon. Very, very important. Very important, chat. For those not familiar with classic Resident Evil, your saves throughout an entire playthrough are limited because you need to use an ink ribbon every time that you save in these games. So for those not familiar, this is some hardcore shit. You have to find a one-time use item to save your game, and if you die, or if you close the game and forget to save, you go back to the last time you saved. There are no checkpoints. When you die, it is back to the last time you used an ink ribbon. So you actually have to like carefully decide and plan out when you're gonna save your game in classic Resident Evil. And it's one of my favorite features. Are people gonna keep saying this looks like a PS1 game? Yeah, Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy VII. I almost forgot about the map. Warning. I know this mansion at least. Like, later areas in the game, I'm not as familiar with. I know this mansion and the item placements like the back of my hand, for the most part. So, I know what's up. I'm gonna be real, that's not different, that's just dumb. Welcome to actual survival horror. This isn't your Outlast bullshit. This is real survival horror. Because it's not just horror where you have to survive. That's not what the genre is. Survival horror as a genre is a horror-themed game with most of the emphasis placed on the actual survival elements. Bonk. I didn't mean to get bitten. I'm just dumb. I was trying to like push him over, and I just suffered for it. This looks like a PS5 game for real. Looks great. Reverse Flash is nothing compared to the Reverse Cole. Yeah, that motherfucker's scary. You don't even want to know. Kinda looks like Mario the Hedgehog. First, massive use of the lockpick. And just to emphasize why the lockpick is great, Jill gets it right at the beginning when Barry gives it to her there, like you saw. Chris doesn't get the lockpick at any point in his playthrough. He has to use, like, one-time use consumable keys to get through doors that require a lockpick as Jill. So, another reason that Jill is commonly known as the easy mode of RE1. But for the context of why I know the game so well, because I said I would mention this, and why I play it like every year, this is the first game I played. Like, period. End of story. That's the sentence. Like, this is as nostalgic as gaming can get for me. It does not get more nostalgic. Armor key. That door. There was a Toy Story 2 game. Oh yeah, I played the Toy Story 2 game when I was a kid. I didn't own it, but I played it at a friend's house. I remember, like, liking it as a kid, but I feel like I just have no idea of the actual quality of it because it's like Toy Story game that I haven't played in like 15 years. So who even knows if that game was good or not? I thought there was something in the bathtub. Is that because of the remake that I think that there's supposed to be something in the bathtub? Must be. iPhone ding? Wait, did my phone ding? No, it didn't. Okay. It actually made me think that my phone... Because I just have, like, the default text tone where it just dings. Well, I thought someone texted me and I just didn't hear it. Cole's older than the Queen. You don't want to know how old I am. But regular YouTuber and Makeout Hill, how's it going? Welcome, boys. I can't really remember the first game I played. I think it was a Cars game. I had a Cars game on the OG Xbox. I think it was THQ that either made or published it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We haven't even like properly fought an enemy. And we get the shotgun. Again? Not common. Wait a second. Okay. I love DuckStation for playing old PS1 games. I've only recently started using it as of a couple months ago for my emulator on PC. Because, like, I could go and play on the hardware. Like, I have it. But playing on PC with my PS5 controller, like, it's just nicer. Like, upscaling it, not having all the weird, like, wobbling and stuff. Well, at least minimizing it using DuckStation and everything. But if you look at, like, the little pulse thing, maybe it's not as clear if you're on, like, mobile. Like, it might be a little hard to see. But when it goes down, it actually, like, has a little cross at the bottom where the two lines are intersecting. Because normally on an actual PS1, like on actual hardware, the resolution would be too low and you would never see it. You'd also be on a CRT at the time, which would also smooth out the quality even more. It's actually really funny for people who might not know. If you see something that's running at like 480i resolution and you compare it to like from an HD screen to a CRT screen, it actually looks better on a CRT because of how like the fuzz kind of smooths out the picture. It makes it look like it's higher resolution than it is to like run 480i stuff on a CRT, which is the one reason I want one. Because I would love playing on original hardware on my CRT whenever I feel like it. But I just don't have one of those fucking dumbass tube TVs that are just like 100 pounds for no reason.
Jill? Is that you, Jill?
It is.
What happened?
Barry, help me, please. The door won't open. Quick!
Stay away from the door, Jill. I'm gonna kick this door down. Hurry! This way!
I fucking love Barry Burton, man. What a legend. How's the volume on the game, though?
Oh, Barry!
Now that we're actually playing. I never
That was
asked.
too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
You're right. Barry, thanks for saving my life. But Barry, didn't you say you're going back to the dining room to do some research? Why on earth are you here?
I just had something I wanted to check. Now, let's get back to searching for the lost captain and Chris, shall we?
Really?
Thank you, Barry.
Yeah.
Which ones have you played, Makeout? Hold on, I want to go back to the hallway with the dogs. Game volume could be a bit louder. Okay, I'll bump it. Especially because my ass is kind of loud. Like, might be better. I'm gonna go back and take the dogs out in this hallway because I have that advantage of having played this game since I was like 4 years old. So I happen to know that it is worthwhile for me to actually come back and take them out. Honestly, in the PS1 Resis, the dogs, when you're in control of the situation, are like the easiest enemy to put down. But if you somehow lose control of the situation, because the dogs start like zigzagging on you, or they outnumber you, or anything like that, it goes to shit so quickly. So is everyone in this chat. The remake of 2 and 3 and 7. Okay. Which one was your favorite out of those? Because I'm curious, like, what the opinion of someone would be who hasn't played, like, all of the games. Or hasn't played the games for, like, their entire life, right? Like, out of those 3, which one did you enjoy the most? Because the RE2 remake, even though I'm a bit of a purist when it comes to, like, survival horror stuff, is my favorite RE game, like, out of the whole series. The RE2 remake, for me, is, like, peak Resident Evil. I fucking love that remake. It's just so good. RE1 remake is my second favorite. And if I'm being completely honest, I'm not sure if my number 3 spot is RE4 or RE7, because I'm kind of tied. Like, I would put the original RE2 up high on the list as well, but honestly, I don't feel like having both the original RE2 and the remake in my top 3, like, sits right with me, if that makes sense. That one's actually dead. I kind of wasted a bullet, but we're going to ignore it. Now it's time for my favorite feeling in RE. Oh! That is the shit that never gets old. That's the good shit right there, baby. Popping a zombie head with the shotgun point blank. You stand still, you aim up, and you just hope to God that you can time it before they bite you. It's not too hard to time it, but sometimes, like with an angle like this, it's just kind of guesswork, and it can get a little scary. Ah, fuck! I don't know if you could see the animation start, but I did pull the trigger, I swear to you. This is one of... Oh. Oh, that's right, I don't have shells. I was gonna reload my shotgun, but I just can't. Oh, herb. Herb. Seeing new Jill hit different, no cap. What do you mean? I thought 5 was pretty good. 5 is fine. Okay. 2 because it was the first one I played. Okay. Okay, 5 is good. I think 5 is pretty much just like... It plays so similar to RE4. So I can't really fault it for much gameplay-wise. But something about RE4 just hits better for me and everyone else. Like, it's kind of a universal thing where everyone's just kind of like... Sorry, hiccups. Everyone just seems to agree, like, RE4 just hits different. Yeah, Remake Jill... She look alright, you know. No, I'm no simp, but... 4 being the best is a very common opinion. I like 4 a lot. Like, it's a very... I don't need the knife. Why am I gonna carry the knife? Like, what's wrong with me? It's a very common opinion that 4 is the best. But I like the actual survival horror more. Like, 4 is more just like a third-person shooter with, like, little elements of survival horror sprinkled in. But I kind of like the slower pace and the inventory management. Like, that's kind of my style. So, 4 is, like, in my top 3, but it's number 3. Because it's just not necessarily my style of RE game. It's definitely not bad. I honestly... There are very few Resident Evil games, at least out of the mainline titles, that I don't like. And one of them is 0. And I can't really fault 0 for much in specific. Like, we'll get there when we get there. But, like, something about 0 just... It doesn't quite do it for me. Oh my god. No, I knew that was coming, dude. Fuck. I'm getting bit so much, dude. Wow. The range is a bit more forgiving than I remember it being in 1. I think 2 was better. Yeah. 7 is really solid, though. Like, I remember being shocked when 7 came out that it was as good as it was. Because I was very cynical about it. Right? Like, I saw all those trailers, and I was kind of like, you know, it looks good. But the last RE game we got, like, mainline, was 6. And in general, like, just outside of that, like, the last actual one we got was Revelations 2. So, for 7, I was, like, excited, but, like, very cautiously. But it really surprised me. I like 7 a lot. And honestly, I think 7 has grown on me as I've replayed it over the years. Like, genuinely, every time I go back to RE7, I feel like I enjoy it a little more by the time I finish. If I remember 6 sucked, I actually like 6 for what it is. And, like, we'll get there when we get there. 6 is a big, dumb action shooter. Like, it is nothing like survival horror RE, like my style. But for being a big, dumb action shooter, it's a pretty fun one. Like, if you're expecting it to be anything like this, you're gonna be so disappointed. But if you kind of go into it knowing what you're getting into, and you just kind of, like, take it at face value, it's perfectly fine. Like, it's actually pretty fun. You just kind of got to know what you're in for when you go into 6. I feel like new RE fans have a lot better of an appreciation of it. Like, people who weren't around when 6 was the newest game. Because, like, there was a trend at the time where, like, we got 4, and everyone loved 4. We got 5, and everyone liked 5. No, not everyone. There was a lot of controversy around 5. A lot of people liked 5. A lot of people didn't, but I would say more people liked it than didn't, but no one loved it as much as 4. And then 6 came out, and it was kind of like this peak of the trend of, like, becoming more and more action-based over time. So it kind of seemed like that was what the foreseeable future of Resident Evil was going to be. And that's why people hated 6 so much at the time, including me. At the time, I hated 6. But nowadays, I'm perfectly cool with 6 for what it is. Because it's kind of like this one-off, like, dumb shooter game. Anyway, I'll read this out loud. About medicinal herbs. As you may know, there are many plants that have medical effects. Since ancient times, humans have been healing wounds and diseases using various plants. In this book, we're going to sample 3 herbs that grow around the Raccoon Mountains and give their outlines as examples of those plants with medical properties. Each herb has different colors and different effects as medical plants. The green one recovers physical strength. The blue one neutralizes natural toxins, while the red herb does not have any effect by itself. The red herb is only effective when it is mixed with other herbs. For example, if you mix this herb with the herb that recovers physical strength, the recovery effect will be tripled. By adjusting the amount and experimenting with these 3 herbs, you can create various kinds of medicines. But I'll leave the details in your hands, because that's the best way to acquire true knowledge. Isn't that profound, chat? How does RE2 connect to RE1? You will see in time. We'll see. This will be for people who aren't willing to actually sit down and play through the games, just hopping in and out of the streams on occasion. This will be a good way to get caught up before the 4 remake, because I'm predicting this. The remake of 4 is going to be a massive release in game, especially because of how well Village just did last year. And Village was very reminiscent of 4. Like, it was definitely different, but it felt really similar to play in, like, its kind of design philosophy when you compare it to 4. So I think 4 Remake is going to be a massive release, especially because 4 is considered not just the best Resident Evil game, but it's widely considered to be one of the best video games of all time. Like, the remake is going to be huge.
Barry!
And honestly, I'm kind of cautiously excited because...
What's going on? Any clues?
No, but something's wrong with this house.
Whoa! This hall is dangerous. Maybe it's better to secure our escape route first. There must be a back door somewhere. Let's try to find it first, shall we?
Okay, let's separate again.
Just a moment. I found something.
What is it?
It's a weapon. It's really powerful, especially against living things. Better take it with you.
But how about you, Barry?
I have this.
Thank you. I'll take this then.
I fucking love Barry. He does not get old. The best part is that because I've played it since I was like fucking 4, I know every single Barry line. Like, before he says it, I know what's coming. I love Barry so much. Actually, I'm going to go down to the bottom and save, because there's a typewriter here, so I might as well. Because I'm kind of prone to, like, getting overconfident in games and dying for no good reason. So, I give Friday the 13th 5 out of 10. Like, the game, I haven't played it, but I played Dead by Daylight, and I didn't really like that, like, at all, if I'm being honest. Just not my game. I can see the appeal, but it's not my thing. Oh my god. I put my ribbons in the chest. Okay, well, we'll play risky. I live dangerously. So, I'll play a little longer without saving, because I'm going to have to go back to the save room and get the ribbons out of that storage chest. But since I haven't said it yet, if you guys are enjoying the stream and you haven't done so already, feel free to go ahead and leave a like on it, because it just helps me out a ton. More engagement on the stream through likes and stuff like that just ends up sending it out to more people's recommended and such, like home pages. So if you haven't done that yet, I would really appreciate it. But the powerful weapon that Barry gave me was acid rounds, which cannot be loaded into either of the weapons that I currently have. But I did get 6 acid rounds from our good friend, Barry Burton. And we have a death counter. You can feel free But this is not going to be anything like Elden Ring in terms of, like, deaths. And here it is, chat. A piece de resistance. Le bazooka. That thing. It kills zombies. It definitely kills zombies. Played Ghost of Tsushima. I didn't. By the time that Ghost of Tsushima had come out, I had switched to PC. And even though I have a PS4, I just genuinely can't be asked to, like, plug it in to play the exclusives. Like, at all. I just genuinely, like, once you go to PC, you get so used to everything being on one device. Because, like, you know, PC, there's not generations to PCs. Well, there are, but not in the sense that, like, consoles have. So, like, I can play games from any era on a PC, and you kind of get used to just having it all in one place, right? So, needing to, like, plug in my 360 to play the old Gears of War, or plug in my PS4 to play, like, Spider-Man or whatever, like, I just can't be asked to do it anymore. The one time I've done it, since I moved to PC, was I used the Xbox One to stream Red Dead Redemption 1, since that game never got released on PC. But that's the only time I've done it. That's the only time I've, like, actually set up a console to play a game that's not on PC since. So, I skipped Ghost because, A, I don't think I would have bought it either way. If I'm being completely honest. I've heard good things about Ghost of Tsushima. From people who, like people I know who have really good takes on games, like similar tastes to me and all that. But I am so sick of, like, the Ubisoft open world formula. Like, I cannot describe to you guys how sick of it I am. Like, I just can't do it. I just can't bring myself to play games that use that formula anymore. It's actually just so painful for me. Like, any Assassin's Creed game, Far Cry at this point, I just can't enjoy. The new Ghost Recons even have been using that formula, and it's just so repetitive and so boring. And Ghost, from what I understand, uses that formula, and I don't think I would have fun with it, personally. I know it's eventually going to come to PC in the next couple years. I know that I've heard they're working on a port for it. So I'm definitely willing to check it out once it's on PC, and probably I'll pick it up on a sale so that it's only like $40 or something. Evil Within was good. Evil Within was pretty good. Not Ubisoft formula at all, but I did like Evil Within. I didn't love it though. Like, I enjoy Evil Within for what it is. Not the doors. Oh yeah, we got the doors. We got plenty of doors. Let's go back down. Back to the first floor. We'll go on the other side. Because I have explored everything on the right side of the hall that I can. So, check out the dining hall side. But how's it going, Bird? Welcome back. Also, is piece de resistance French? Or is that just like French accent? Is peace in French actually just peace? What percent of an RE playthrough do you think is door? Like 30? I wouldn't say 30. I would say maybe 15. 10 to 15 would be around. Like, that would be my rough guess. Now he's become a mere shadow of his former self. He keeps a clip in his crotch. I know that the intention was that the clip is supposed to be like on his belt. Wait, he has 2 clips? I've always thought he had just 1. I pressed A because I thought like text would pop up again. In all my years, I have thought that Kenneth, sorry, not Kevin. I've thought that Kenneth carried just 1 clip of ammo on his belt. I've always thought it was in his crotch. When I was a kid, I thought it was in his crotch. But then, you know, you get a little bit older and you're like, oh wait, it's supposed to be on his belt because, like, Anyway. I've always thought he had a clip. I had no idea he had 2. So we're absolutely stocked on pistol ammo. Oh, and I don't think I mentioned it before. But, the acid rounds are for the bazooka. Like, right now I just have the standard explosive rounds loaded. But the acid rounds, do work for that. Didn't even know about the second clip. Fake fan. Bro, I've actually just genuinely never known. I always thought it was a clip, not 2. Wasps claim the shed. Yeah. You a victim of the American education system? Yes, very much so. Thankfully, I seem to be less affected by it than most. But yeah, definitely, I'm a victim of the American education system. Absolutely. Take that. Probably, what do you mean older than... Oh, because I mentioned earlier that I'm ancient and you don't even want to know how old I am. No, I just graduated college. I might be ancient, but I only just finished college. But yes, I'm a victim of the American education system. But it doesn't seem to have burned me out entirely on, like, doing any sort of work or, you know, just ruined my mental health as a teenager. Nothing that's typical for the American education system. But Huss, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Cole's yearbook has Jesus in it. I'm that old. I went to high school with a little man you might have heard of. He didn't really, you know, do too much, but you may have heard his name here or there. Jesus Christ. One thing I've always been confused about, and this is a genuine question, right? Like, everyone thinks of Jesus' name as being Jesus Christ, like Christ is his last name, right? But I don't think that was his last name, unless this is just like, it actually was, and I'm just wrong. But like, Christ was kind of the name that he had been prophesied with for hundreds of years within the Jewish faith, before he actually like came to earth and all that, right? And even if you're not someone who believes, like, just bear with me in like the same sense you would talk about like mythology, right? So like, the Jewish faith prophesied him for hundreds of years as Christ. Like, that was the name for him. Or Messiah. And also in like older languages, he was called like Yeshua and shit like that. But he had been prophesied under a lot of names, and at least like in the English translation that came around during the Roman times, when a lot of the Christian faith actually came from Rome, or went to Rome and then developed there, it got translated to Christ, right? So it's kind of like, that was like his prophesied name in a way. But that's not his last name then, right? It's almost more of like a title. What was his last name? What was Jesus' last name? Like, this is like the actual real version of like the what's the Obama's last name thing. Because Christ was a title. It was not his last name. What was his last name? What music do you like or listen to? A little bit of rap and hip hop. I would say maybe like 15-20% of my music is rap or hip hop. But mostly like rock, a lot of subgenres of rock. I'm just all over the place, but just umbrella term like rock. Rock and metal is like umbrella term for most of my stuff. More specifically, most of the music that I listen to is alternative metal, but just umbrella terming it like rock and metal is mostly my thing. A little bit of classical, like the actual like good pieces, right? Like Moonlight Sonata is a classic. I mean, I don't even want to say it, but like Fur Elise is just pleasant to listen to. As much as Fur Elise is like just kind of thought of as like the generic classical music piece. It's just pleasant to listen to. Oh, there's one classical song. It's a more modern one, but it's still in the classical genre. I'm trying to think of what it's called. Hold on. I'll open my Spotify real quick and find it because this is worth talking about. This is a hidden gem. Por una cabeza, chat. That song, it's a classical song that is just fire. If you've never heard Por una cabeza, it's a Spanish classical song. Like from Spain Spanish, if I'm correct. And it's just good. It's just genuinely so good to listen to. Give it a shot sometime. Write it down if you have to. Set a reminder on your phone. I don't know, but make sure that you listen to Por una cabeza sometime. Because that's actually like a fire, like modern classical song. Bro, I was gonna become a rapper? Absolutely not. Just nah. I feel like rap music is fantastic. Rap culture really sucks. Like modern rap culture, like older rap culture is really, really interesting. And it's just like older rap culture, like 80s, 90s, it was fine. It had its problems, but it was fine. But like modern rap culture is just awful. Just absolutely terrible. Let us hear it. What? Por una cabeza? I can't play that shit. What do you think this is? Oh shit, he went down in 2? He died! He actually full died. What the fuck? Lil Obi. God damn. It's actually not a terrible rap name. Let's be honest. Maybe just Obi. Like, just leave it there. Just Obi. Tupac not top 5 is insane. It's really not. Most people who say that Tupac is top 5 probably couldn't even name me 5 songs by Tupac without Googling it. Like, full honesty, most people who, like, praise Tupac to this day, I feel like haven't actually listened to Tupac, or if they have actually, like, taken the time to listen to him, it's not like they actively listen to him. People just give him top 5 out of respect. Which is fair enough. But, like, I feel like the vast majority of people nowadays who would say that, like, Tupac is in their top 5 rappers don't actually listen to him that much. People like Bear, which is probably where you're coming from with this whole debate, because Bear and I were tweeting back and forth about it last night and this morning. People like Bear do actively listen to Tupac, like, as one of their main favorite artists. Top 5 includes things like influence. When I'm saying top 5, I'm just talking about, like, my top 5 artists in that genre. That's all I mean. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be in people's top 5, but I'm definitely saying that when people put him as, like, in their top 5 rappers, most people who say that don't even listen to him. I'm not gonna say haven't listened to him, but, like, don't actively listen to him. Definitely not. Lock. Oh, right. The fucking key panel lock. Back to that. We will get back to that in due time. Like, if you're doing it purely off of influence on the industry and the genre, then Tupac is probably, and by probably I mean he's definitely top 5. But when I'm just talking about, like, my favorite rap artist, he's not in my top 5, personally. Can we also talk about, like, the amount of Tupac's discography that was just released by his label after he died so that they could capitalize off of it? Say some stupid rap take so I can clip it and send it to Bear. I'll give you what, for some reason, people think is a dumb rap take, but is actually an amazing one that Bear even would agree with. Kanye hasn't put out a good album since, like, 2012. Not a single one. I don't know why Kanye gets sucked so hard nowadays, but, like, holy shit, does he put out some dog shit. Like, just actual garbage. The fact that Donda... Sorry, I almost said Donda 2. The fact that Donda was up for any awards is baffling. Like, I listened to that with friends, and we were like laughing with each other about how bad it was. And then like hip hop Twitter was just sucking it off. It got put up for an award, and we were just like, did we listen to the same music? Cause like, what the fuck? It was bad. They're milking X. X is the same way, but X, funny enough, it's not even like, well, his label plays a role in it. But it's actually X's family that is really milking his death, which is really sad. Like, horribly sad. Kendrick or Drake, choose now. You say that like it's like a difficult choice. When was the last time Drake put out anything worth listening to? Speaking of Drake putting out music, holy fuck was his new album bad. I didn't even get through it. Like, I typically listen through albums of rappers that I don't like so that I can, like, be in the conversation, right? Be able to actually make points about why I'm not a fan. Drake's newest album, I got, like, 4 songs in, and I was just like, nah, I'm good. I've heard enough. I've heard enough to where I'm good. I don't need to listen to more to be able to make my case on this one. Kendrick consistently puts out good stuff. Although I think Damn is pretty overrated. I think Damn was really good. It had a great sound. It was super creative. And I definitely like tracks off of Damn. But I wouldn't even say that Damn is like in his top 3 works. If I'm being completely honest. Maybe that's just my bad take, but that's how I feel about it. It was really good, but I don't even feel like it was one of his best. I thought there was a zombie around that corner. I don't know. Maybe that's the remake. I made a very good song back in 3000. Oh, I don't have the chemicals. Fuck, hold on. The chemicals that I got in the other storage room, you put in the water pump here. And I left them in the box because I wasn't thinking ahead because I'm talking about music. Humble was good. Yeah, like, there are good songs. But, like, on the whole, I think Damn is pretty overrated. Like, obviously, Humble and DNA were, like, probably the 2 biggest songs that year as far as rap goes. Maybe DNA wasn't the second top, but DNA was definitely still in, like, the top 5 songs of the year. Like, just as far as, how much it got lit. Or, like, how many streams it had. How much it sold. Like, Damn was definitely one of the top, received songs. Top replayed songs of the year. But overall, I'm gonna be honest, I think only, like, half the songs on Damn were, like, I don't want to say good, but for me, I think that Damn overall is, like, a pretty high-quality album, but a lot of it just kind of missed for me personally. It had its tracks, but I would say only, like, half of it was really something I could get into. I like Latin music, but I can't listen to it in the car or listen to it just on its own, like when I'm not doing anything. Like, if I'm just listening to music, I can't listen to Latin music. I have an appreciation for it. If it's, like, on in the background while I'm doing other stuff, I love it. But if I can't, like, actively focus on Latin music and have it be, like, my focus. How hot is Kendrick? Like, by appearance? I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna keep it a buck. No offense to Kendrick on this one. Because, like, keep in mind, I'm straight. So, I'm not gonna be, like, genuinely attracted to dudes in the first place. But, even then, I have a pretty good appreciation for, like, hot dudes. Like I can look at, like, Brad Pitt. Any straight guy can look at Brad Pitt and be like, that is a hot dude. Like, it's not hot in the sense that, like, I would want to fuck him. But that's a really attractive guy, right? Like, you can have an appreciation for it. I don't even feel like I have that for Kendrick, personally. Maybe it's just me. I don't think Kendrick is bad looking, but I don't look at him and I'm like, that is one hot dude. Like, I just don't. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong for that. That's how I feel. That's where I stand on this one. You know you're bad at rapping when Ed can rap better than you. MGK is like he's like an anomaly in music because he was hated by the rap scene. He is hated by the rock scene. Like anywhere he goes, he's just very disliked, and yet somehow he manages to stay relevant. Which is weird. I feel like he kind of maintains his relevancy in the genres that he kind of jumps between purely by like stirring the pot and like starting shit. And because the fan base that he does have is insanely dedicated. I don't want to discredit that as part of his success. Like the people who do enjoy his works and who support him actively are like very active supporters. Sorry, I'm just grabbing all these heals because I don't want to have to like come back here later. So I'm just gonna run them back and forth between the box and make sure that I can get it all in. But generally, like I listen to rap a good bit, but I'm super, super picky with rap because it's not like the main genre of music that I like. So I have some hot takes as far as rappers go. And weirdly, one of my hot takes is that I don't like Drake. I just don't even understand the appeal with Drake. Unless it's like as background music at like parties or something, I just don't get it. Like, even Conor McGregor doesn't like him, true. Wait, did you mean M earlier? When you said Ed, did you mean M? Missing the door. Fuck's sake. What do you think about the Beatles? The Beatles are good. They definitely changed the rock scene at the time. I don't want to discredit that. But they're not a band for me. They're not my thing. Like, I can appreciate and respect the Beatles, but their music just doesn't really do it for me, personally. I've never been a Beatles fan. And I have to fix the fucking light again. Can we get a... People wanted a death counter? Can we get a light mount falls the fuck off my monitor count? Because the mount just doesn't want to stay on today. I don't know why. But it's so frustrating. It stayed on way longer that time. Why will you not stay on? Frustration. Your light looks a bit off. No, it's because it fell. I wonder if my noise gate is blocking the sound of it falling. Because I know that sometimes there are some pretty loud sounds that happen in my room while I'm like recording or streaming that chat just doesn't hear because my noise gate like blocks it and doesn't put it through. Also, since I just stood up and I saw my shirt on cam when I sat down, look at how dope this shirt is, chat. I bought this shirt maybe like 6 to 9 months ago, roughly speaking. All my Dragon Ball fans should appreciate this. This is a dope fucking shirt. I love this one. This is one of my favorite shirts I've got right now, if I'm being honest. I don't wear it too often, because I don't want to, like... You know when you wear a shirt too much? Like, everyone should have had this experience at some point. Or, I feel like everyone will have. I don't feel like I should say should have. Everyone has probably had this experience with, like, a shirt, or maybe even just any favorite piece of clothing. But you know when you wear a piece of clothing too much and like every time that you wash it, the quality degrades by like a very, very marginal amount, like a very small amount. But every time that you wash a piece of clothing, like the quality kind of gets worn away at, right? Just because of the washing and drying process. And so if you wear like a shirt too much, over time, like, you kind of ruin the shirt. So I try to wear it selectively, but this has got to be one of my favorite shirts that I have right now. Definitely got to be one of my favorites. All right, red eye and blue eye. I know, like, all the puzzles in this game. I'm just trying to, like, play through the game as if I didn't know, at least. Like, I'm kind of going through really quickly. But I'm trying to at least, like normally in a replay off stream, like just on my free time, I wouldn't even go into that room until I have the stuff for the puzzle in there. But I'm trying to at least, like, set up the basis for puzzles before I just instantly go and solve them. Buy another one before they discontinue. I feel like they might have already discontinued it. Because this is a Primitive and Dragon Ball Super collab. And I feel like stuff like that is generally a pretty limited run. I'm just gonna bazooka this boy. Not getting bit today, bitch. Just not happening. Keeper's Diary. Did you help the Egyptians make the pyramids? I did. Real and true. The aliens were there too. They were a big help. May 9th, 1998, which... when does RE1 take place? Is it August 1998? Hold on, now I have to look this up. I know it's sometime in the latter half of 98. Timeline by events. Let me see here. Where is... This is in July 1998, not August. This is July 98. Do you think subs are sandwiches? Let me explain as I fix the light. Also, I'm curious, do you guys hear it fall off, or is the noise gate actually blocking this? Because this thing sure makes a commotion while it falls. Bouncing off of everything, the way it does. Oh, light, please cooperate with me today. Just let me put you up this time, and you stay up. It would be absolutely beautiful. I would love that. I swear to God, this time it better stay up. We hear it. It's quite funny. Okay, I figured you'd be able to hear it. It's kind of loud. Subs are sandwiches. I don't know if you guys have Subway in Canada. I think you do. But let me put it this way. What do you call the food item that you get at Subway? I don't mean what is it officially called. I mean, when you say to someone else what you're eating over like a Discord call, an Xbox party, whatever, what do you tell them you have? Because if you don't tell them that you have a Subway sandwich, you're a fucking psychopath. And I will I'll... Separate. Okay. May 9th. So this is like 2 months before the game takes place. At night, we played poker with Scott the Guard. Alias, which is apparently someone's name. Elias, maybe? I don't know. But it's spelled Alias. I feel like that's a translation issue. And Steve the Researcher. Steve was really lucky, but I think he was cheating. What a scumbag. May 10th. Today, a high-ranking researcher asked me to take care of a new monster. It looks like a gorilla without any skin. He told me to feed them live food, and when I threw in a pig, they were playing with it, tearing off the pig's legs and pulling out the guts before they actually ate it. May 11th. Around 5 o'clock this morning, Scott came in and woke me up suddenly. He was wearing a protection suit that looks like a spacesuit. He told me to put one on as well. I heard there was an accident in the basement lab. It's no wonder those researchers never rest, even at night. May 12th. I've been wearing this annoying spacesuit since yesterday. My skin grows musty and feels very itchy. By way of revenge, I didn't feed those dogs today. Now I feel better. May 13th. I went to the medical room because my back is all swollen and feels itchy. They put a big bandage on my back and the doctor told me I did not need to wear the spacesuit anymore. I guess I can sleep well tonight. May 14th. When I woke up this morning, I found another blister on my foot. It was annoying and I ended up dragging my foot as I went to the dog's pen. You can read the rest of this page while I fix the fucking light. Wanna know the best part, chat? that I did move it. I put it on a different spot that time. I don't know why it's not staying mounted now. Like, this has not been an issue. We've had this light for like a couple weeks. Like, it's newer, but this hasn't been an issue. You guys read the rest of that page while I'm up. Stay mounted. Maybe I should get some tape. Maybe I should mount it and try to, like, get some tape to hold the mount on better. I don't know. Does the original sound, then a big clang? Yeah, the big clang is it hitting, like, the leg at the bottom of my desk when it goes down. Because it goes back, it hits the windowsill, and that's the bang that you hear. And then it bounces down and hits, like, the part at the bottom of my desk. Anyway. Dogs got out, just for my sake of being, like, on top of what's going on with this. A day later, again, on the 15th. Even though I didn't feel well, I decided to go see Nancy. It's my first day off in a long time, but I was stopped by the guard on the way out. They say the company has ordered that no one leaves the grounds. I can't even make a phone call. What kind of joke is this? May 16th. I heard a researcher who tried to escape from the mansion was shot last night. My entire body feels burning and itchy at night. When I was scratching the swelling on my arm, a lump of rotten flesh dropped off. What the hell is happening to me? May 19th. Fever gone, but itchy. Hungry and eat doggy food. Itchy itchy, Scott came. Ugly face, so killed him. Tasty. Itchy, tasty. That note is well known for many reasons. I feel like it's because at that end part, it's like, even though it's trying to be creepy, and sometimes for some people it does land as being creepy. I know that for a lot of people, that note near the end kind of just comes off as funny, like itchy itchy eat doggy food. Like, some people just find it funny when they read it. I can't even breathe in conventions, but then furry conventions. My boy, you spend a lot of time at furry conventions? Question mark? Perchance? You happen to spend a lot of time at furry conventions? Swapping out for the shotty now that I have ammo for it. Like, I would rather use this against the normal zombies and stuff, because I can just one-tap them, and it's safe even up close. We got another furry in chat. There's no shame in it, chat. You can be a furry publicly here. You can be a furry. I joke about furries, but it literally is jokes if you genuinely are a furry. One of our mods is a furry. Like, we don't care. At least I don't care. Some people might care, but the people who care and, like, try to make fun of you genuinely for being a furry instead of just, like, poking fun because, like, haha, furry jokes. Like, those people who genuinely try to, like, bully for it just get publicly shamed to shit in this chat. So, if you are actually a furry, there is no shame in it here. I will make the occasional joke, but it's not serious at all. Teletubbies are scary. I actually, I didn't know that I watched Teletubbies as a kid, but my parents told me that I did. And apparently my mom, like, didn't want me to watch Teletubbies because she thought that it was just gonna, like, turn me into a fucking, like, mush-brain baby. Because, like, if you've seen an episode of Teletubbies ever, or even, like, a snippet, right? It's just, like, it's actual, like, baby television. Like, it's just so, like, odd. I can't really describe it well, other than just saying, like, it's clearly, like, for babies. There's the blue eye for the tiger. And there is the wind crest. Very nice. The baby son? Baby son. I don't know about that. Is it a son? Like, does the son have a baby's face on it? Because that's odd if the answer is yes. Like, that's actually pretty odd. After Revenge of the Sith, he becomes a gamer. Is that a joke about the actual Revenge of the Sith game? Want to make Sepper mad? Make anyone else but him mod. We don't need more mods. We have a good amount of mods as is currently. Because, like, clearly we have a fair amount of moments. I don't want to say it happens like a ton. But it does definitely happen where, like, there's more mods in chat than non-mods. Granted, when that happens, it's like 3 mods actively typing and like maybe 2 non-mods typing. And even then, there's typically like 10, 15-ish people in chat during those moments. Or not in chat, but like watching the stream. But as far as actual people typing, it's just like a wall of moderator icons sometimes. I feel like we have a perfectly fine amount of mods. Also, when like bots come into chat or like when someone needs a timeout or anything, we typically have a mod here who's paying enough attention to get it, so we don't really have many moments as of right now where we need more mods, so we're pretty chill in that regard. Son is a baby face? That is odd. What am I? Oh, I'm running into the chair. I'm like, what am I stuck on? I can't even see it. The weird, like, dithering effect on the doors, I don't know why that's happening, because that's not normal. But I might play around with the DuckStation settings, which is the emulator I'm using for anyone who might not have heard me say it earlier. And see if I can figure out why that's happening. See if I can fix it for the next stream. Jill getting stuck? Yeah, just running into a chair. Oh, god damn it. I forget that you're from Bears chat. We're not like that here. Come on now. Solving puzzles. Living it up as Jill. Having so much inventory space as Jill is actually so nice. Like, when you play this game for the first time, like, if you're trying to get into the RE games and you want to start here, don't play as Chris. Just don't do it yourself. Like, I'm fine playing as Chris because I've done it so much over the years. Like, I'm used to it. But if you're new, just absolutely stay away from it. Limit for that one. We have which key? The shield? Yeah, shield key. Yeah, you have spent far too much time in that chat. This chat is wild, dude. Nostalgia, truly. Welcome, Tom. How's it going? Thomas, Tom, I don't know. Some Thomases want to be called Tom, some don't. My buddy Thomas is like, nope, it's Thomas. End of life. Switch below. Not. Is Tom, okay. Hard to tell. Picture of a lively boy. Switch below. Well, my buddy Tom also, throughout high school, we called him TJ, because his middle name starts with a J, right? So we called him TJ, and that was like super normal. Everyone called him TJ. But then he went to college and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna start going by Tom. Or not Tom, Thomas, sorry. And it was like, okay, I'll try to not say TJ anymore. I gave up on that so fast. Because like the amount of times that I would just forget. TJ, yep. Yep. Friend of the show, TJ. Yep. He comes on stream on occasion, and I call him TJ. Chat knows him as TJ. Like, okay, I got that one right. End of life. We go from infant to lively boy. I don't want these birds, man. I don't want them fucking with me. Okay, old man. This one, like, we saved this one last. What was my opinion on Village? I really liked Village. I said it earlier this stream. It's very reminiscent of 4, just like formula-wise. Young man. Very reminiscent of 4, right? I definitely, it's not like in my top 3. It's not even in my top 5. Is there another one other than that? An old man? No. Middle-aged man and old man are what's left. Oh, middle-aged man. And old man. Shit. End of life. Did I get it right? Thank God. I think it's the remake where as soon as you get one wrong, the birds come out. I think in this one, it just won't tell you until you actually try to go and finish it, like input it there. Another crest. Very nice. Yeah, I liked 7 a lot more. I said earlier, I think 7, I'm not sure if RE7 or RE4 are like in the number 3 spot. But like my number 3 and 4, like in my ranking of the RE games, like it's definitely 4 and 7 in the 3rd and 4th place. I just don't know which one goes where. Cole just has a poster of like, no, Sticky, you would have been around at the time. You should remember that when the big lady memes started, I was one of the people who was like, these people on Twitter are so horrendously down bad. I can't believe it. I remember watching the E3 presentation before it came out. It would have been 2020 on stream back when I was on Twitch, right? And I think it was Respect who was watching the trailer and he just said like, holy booba or something. He said like awooga or something like that. And I was just like, bro, you just gotta stop. Then you joined him? No, I didn't. I joined him for a short bit, like purely for the meme, but it was never genuine. I still to this day don't like, I can get the appeal in a certain sense, but like I personally don't relate to the appeal, if that makes sense. Like I can get it. Like I understand where people are coming from with it. But personally, I'm not there with you on this one. However, I am on record saying awooga to her daughters. Not the tall lady, but her daughters. Slight awooga moment. Can't say I wasn't down bad. I feel like pretty much everyone was, dude. Okay, but hey. I'm being completely honest with you. That's valid. See, I wasn't the only one. And it's funny because like when I watched the trailers for the game, it didn't occur to me. But during my actual like first playthrough, I was kind of like, hey yo. It was like, I should not be feeling this way, but I am. So in that sense, I do personally relate to the people who were like on the tall lady train. Because I feel like a lot of people were in it for the memes, but the people who were actually on the tall lady train, I do relate to you. Because the daughters kind of had that effect on me where I was like, I should not be feeling this way. I'm a little confused on this one, but like, I'm feeling some type of way. Dog is dead. I'm putting the pistol back because my inventory is full. Cole will go booba awooga for Jill, the daughters, and no, not Lady Demetresque. Remake Jill though is, yep. I am also on record simping for remake Jill. I remember actually the day that the RE3 remake came out, I woke up at midnight. I played through it like a whole run of it. No bullshit. Because the game was like 5 hours. So I played like a whole run of it. And then I just like went on about my day normally. Like I streamed later that day, whatever I did. I don't remember exactly. Because this would have been in 2020. But, you know, I did all that like my normal day. And then I got on Call of Duty Modern Warfare with the boys. And they have a clip of me talking about how I thought Jill in the remake was hot. Because I was so sleep deprived and I sounded so out, like in the clip. They still have it to this day, by the way. The clip still exists. Friend of the show, Dan, is the one who has the clip on his computer. But I just sound so out of it. Like, I sound genuinely, like, loopy when I'm talking about it. Because I had been up for, like, almost 24 hours at that point. And I was just simping over a Discord call. Because it was COVID at the time. It was, like, April 2020. So, like actually, it was that point in COVID where everyone took it super seriously. And it was, like, actual lockdown shit, right? RE5 in the spandex. I said earlier that it is also incredibly valid to simp for RE5, Jill. Because people at the beginning were, like, joking about, like, being down bad for this Jill. And I was like, boys. It is valid to simp for Jill later in the franchise, but not here. Come on. Like, these are, like, polygons. Don't ask how Jabba has sex in Star Wars. What key do I need for this? Here. Honestly, Ada is overrated. Fight me. I feel like I'm generally behind you on this one. Like, RE2, I'm with you. RE4, gotta disagree with you a little bit. RE6, I'm not with you at all. I wasn't joking. RE6 Ada, slept on. Not talked about enough. Pixar moms. I'm not like a Pixar guy though. Like, I don't know. I know there's a lot of people who like, even as they keep growing older, they keep like watching all the new Pixar movies. And I just haven't been one of those guys. I did see The Incredibles 2. Because The Incredibles is like my favorite movie from childhood. So I did end up seeing that when it came out, like in theaters. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't really like kept up with the new Pixar movies, so we woke up Sepper. Yeah, Pixar moms got him interested. What door have I not tried with this key? I feel so dumb. I should know. Like the amount of times I've played this game. What? Haven't I tried all these doors? Sorry, I'm just looking at the map and I'm like, I'm pretty sure. I shouldn't having a moment, but I am. What do you think about Lego The Incredibles? I haven't played it. Listening to the same song on repeat while playing Fall Guys gets boring. Is it your first time checking out Fall Guys? Because it just went free to play? Because I feel like a lot of people are like kind of checking out Fall Guys for the first time because they didn't play it back when it came out. Because like 20 bucks, if I'm being honest for what it was, like I had a friend group who I was super actively playing games with at the time. And you know, like it was a big game on Twitch, like it was kind of blowing up at launch. So at the time for us, it was like worth the 20 bucks each to play it because we had a blast too. We absolutely got our money's worth out of our 20 bucks. But I know a lot of people back then were like, the game looks really fun, but I don't know if I can justify $20, right? And it's like, fair enough. But now it's like, now that it went free to play as of, I think yesterday, right? It was up for so long. Damn this light, man. Why is it doing this to me? Why? It didn't fall all the way down, though. Makes my life easier. A out. Please. Just stay up. Surprised your PC isn't melting due to the hardware demand on this gem? True. Light wreaking havoc on this stream? It actually is. Like, just why can't you stay up? What key? What? I'm actually baffled. Just because of the amount of times I've played this game in my life, that I don't know what door this key goes to. I have a feeling as to which one it is. But I think I checked it already. Cole was that kid who reminded the teacher y'all have homework. No, I was not, dude. That shit pissed me off so much. You're playing a kid's game while being a YouTuber for adults too? Too bad, you must disappear. That's not COPPA, that's just ads. Let me think, chat. Don't lie. I actually wasn't, dude. Have I talked about, like, what kind of student I was? I feel like I have before. I know I have, like, on Twitch and stuff. I don't know if I have, like, anytime recently. And I have to put this disclaimer every time I talk about the kind of student that I was. That I'm not saying you should do this, because for the vast majority of people, you shouldn't be the kind of student that I was. It entirely depends on what college you want to go to and what career path you want to go down in your life. So for me, personally, I was this kind of student and it worked out perfectly fine for me because I knew that I could afford to be this kind of student. But for the majority of people, you should not be like this. I was the student that didn't do my homework. I just showed up, I listened in lecture, and thankfully my memory, my short-term, my long-term memory is really bad. Probably because of head injuries. It's not this door, what the fuck? It's not this door. Okay, I just have to think about, let me just look at the map again. What's in each of these rooms? How do I not know where to go? Okay. Here's what we're gonna do, chat. We're just gonna go around the whole place. Every locked door on that map, I'm gonna use the key on. I'm not gonna overthink this. I'm just gonna go around and hit every door. And we'll see what happens. We'll see which one opens up. Gotta start on this side. I was the kid that never showed up. No, I showed up. I listened in lecture, and because my memory was good enough, sorry, I got off topic. I typically was able to get A's on every test that I took without studying or doing the homework. Thankfully, I just had some sort of gift for that shit, dude. Like, I don't know. Because I know a lot of people who, like, would work their asses off to get, like, high B's, low A's. And I would, like, not do the homework, not spend time studying, and I would just show up, take the test after listening to lecture once, and do fine. I was really good at history. I would typically, like, ace my history tests and exams. I studied for one final in high school. Other than that, and that was a freshman year, second semester. It was my biology final, or my final semester of freshman year of high school. Other than that, I didn't study for any finals. Oh my god, dude. I didn't study for finals in high school or college. I didn't. Like, all of school for me, at least high school and middle school, I was just, like, checked out, dude. I just did not give. And I could afford that because I knew, like, I wanted to go into the games industry. I knew that the college I wanted to go to, and I knew that they didn't have very big grade requirements. So I was like, dude, I can just pass with, like, straight C's in every class, and I'll be able to do what I want to do in life. And that's what I did. You know what I did in high school with all that time? I worked on learning programming. I worked on learning game design principles. I worked on learning a couple game dev engines. I spent that extra time that I wasn't doing school actually doing stuff that would be useful in the industry I wanted to go into. Because I could afford to do that with the path I wanted to take. I worked for $9 an hour at a part-time job. Overworked and underpaid because I taught kids how to program as my part-time job. It was 7 to 14-year-old kids. I taught them how to program for my part-time job, and I made $9 an hour. And I saved 50% of every paycheck, which is a practice that I still do to this day. Every time I make any sort of money, even if it's like gift money from, like, you know, a distant, like a extended family relative, even if it's like gift money for Christmas or something where they like give you 20 bucks, I put 10 of it into my savings account. It's a habit that I started when I was 15 and I haven't dropped it ever since. And sometimes, especially in high school, when I was making $9 an hour, it really sucked. Like, it really sucked. Because it was like, new game is out, I can't afford it. People are going out to Culver's, I can't afford to go. Like, sometimes you're gonna be short on money because of it, but then when you need to pull stuff out of your savings, it's so nice. I'm really glad that that's a habit I've developed, especially because, like, it's a habit for me. Like, it's something that I haven't dropped for, like, 5 years straight. Like, it's a very ingrained thing, so I'm, like, used to it at this point. You know what I mean? I sold rocks for $1 each. When you said I sold rocks, that's not the rocks I thought of. I'm gonna keep it a stack. Did y'all know that Cole studied game design? Fuck off. But yeah, that was the kind of student I was. And one of my favorite teachers in high school who really liked me, but was frustrated by me because I wouldn't do my homework. Like, he really liked me in class because I would, like, pay attention. I looked interested because he was a history teacher, so I actually liked his class. He always commended me for having, like, a relaxed but attentive attitude. That's what he would say. He was like, you seem very, like, not stressed, but you also seem like you're actually paying attention and, like, you care about what I'm saying. And I'm, funny teacher, man. I actually liked him. He's one of the best teachers I ever had. But one of my favorite memories from high school is when I had parent-teacher conferences. Actually, I should not start. Motherfucker. I'm so done with this light. I swear to you, chat. I'm actually so pissed off about it. It's genuinely getting to the point where it's just like deep breaths and just breathe. Why won't you stay up? What's wrong with you today? I wonder, hold on. I wonder if this will work. Oh. Well. Okay. Okay, chat. I just grabbed a compressed air can off my desk. Has anyone ever shook one of these and then used it? Because the can says very clearly not to. But I gave it one shake before I realized that you're not supposed to shake it. And there's a warning on the can. Never shake or tilt can before or during usage. Use an upright position only. I think it's probably safe, to still use it. But also, it's compressed air, and it's a pretty full can. I've only used it once since I got it. So now I'm like, is this thing gonna explode in my hand if I pull the trigger on it? And one shake should be fine, right? One shake should be fine. That shouldn't be like a disaster. I noticed pretty quickly that I'm not supposed to shake it. You'll be fine. Don't shake it. I gave it like one shake. Like, visual example, I did like this, where I like flicked it and shook it like one of those, and then I realized. I think it's fine. But also, I just don't know, because it's a new can. So I'm actually like, kinda... I'm normally not someone who gets anxious about stuff like this. Yeah, exactly. Like, it... does anyone know how to say a Hail Mary? I wasn't Catholic. Does anyone know one? Anyone throw one out there for me? Oh my god, it's locked. Holy shit. Why are you locked, dude? My heart can't take this. Why do I have it locked? Christ. I do. How did I lock the can? Did the nitrogen freeze when I shook it? Amen. Oh my god, he knows a whole... I just never learned Hail Marys. I wasn't Catholic. Fucked around and then he found out. Did it freeze? From one shake? Do it? I don't understand this can. I tried to do it. That's the thing. Am I just dumb? I used this once before. I have to just be dumb. I grew up with Christian parents. Let me put an asterisk on that. I grew up with Catholic parents, is what you should have said. They are a whole other brand of crazy, okay? Catholics and Christians are almost like two separate faiths. They genuinely are. Like, Catholics are a whole other level. Bring it close to the camera. I'm actually so confused. It's a nice product placement moment. A nice can of Dust Off. I know the lighting is really shit. Hold on, let me just grab the light. Good old can of Dust Off here. It's got little nozzle, little trigger on it. It doesn't have any sort of clear lock on it. Oh, I see it. I see the lock. Never mind. I see it. The tab is not broken. This is apparently a brand new can. If the tab is not broken. I thought I used this. But what the fuck? This tab is on there good. Holy shit. Cat, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I work out 7 days a week. And this tab is not coming off. What the fuck? Paul gonna blow himself up? No, I'm too dumb to blow myself up. Clearly. Does this actually tear off? Yeah, it does. I can see how it locks. I just can't get it off. There we go. The key was just use my thumb, I guess, instead of actually trying to pull it off. Okay, we're fine. No explosion. I get the back of the monitor too. Okay. It got very cold and it stopped blowing. Fairly sure that thing froze up. Might have been the shaking that did it. Hit it with a little more. There we go. The Giga Chad pan. I haven't used one of those in a while. I kind of got used to just actually pulling my keycaps off to clean my keyboard. But then I was like, nah. I'm just going to go back to compressed air. You have a piece of cardboard? No? Not by chance. Laughing so hard. Shake it more? Absolutely not. Okay, well that was a whole segment. If that light doesn't stay up, I just don't know. I just don't know. If that thing... Okay. So as far as first floor, there's only like 3 doors it could be down here that I haven't already. I was like, I know I checked this one. Wait a second. Oh, hold on. Well, no, this key goes somewhere. Because there's a piece of dialogue that comes up in the old resis. When you use it, turn the can upside down and spray it and watch it make snow? Wait, what? I want to buy another can, like, not to actually use to clean anything, but, like, just to try that. That actually sounds awesome. I was gonna say, there's probably just a puzzle in one of these rooms that I completely, like, walked past because I was talking about something or whatever, and I just missed it. I actually know that there's an item that I missed, so let me do that for the time. Go grab it. Because I consciously, like, I know there's an item that I missed. Anyway, now that the light is maybe possibly fixed, if you've been enjoying the stream so far and you haven't done so already, feel free to go ahead and leave a like. It helps me out a lot because it just ends up sending the stream out to more people's recommended and such. So, I'd really appreciate it if you'd like doing me a favor. I'm not winking for the camera ever again. Even when I make that click sound with my mouth, I've just, like, I've done it for years where I make that click sound and I wink, like, along with it. I don't know where I picked it up, but I've done it for a long time. I'm never winking for the camera again. I winked at the camera in the KOTOR video, and Mikkel screenshotted it, and oh my god. Okay, let me explain myself. Let me explain myself here. In the remake, a key is not here. In the remake, there is a crest for that one back door, like way outside, like at the outside edge that you guys saw. In the remake, there is a different thing there. You doing fireworks for the 4th? Oh yeah, yeah. I typically have the most confirmed hits with fireworks on the 4th of July. You don't know what I'm talking about? By the way, I think I legally have to say that you should not do this. Like, I think I can actually get in trouble for this one. A liability to talk about, I think. But every 4th of July, this is a thing that I've talked about a lot before. Me and my like close friend group get together for the 4th, and we, like, you know, we do the normal stuff. You make burgers, hot dogs, whatever on the grill, right? But our favorite 4th of July tradition is that instead of, like, waiting for nighttime and shooting the fireworks, like, up into the sky and watching, like, pretty lights, we shoot them at each other. That is our favorite tradition, is that we actually just light each other up with, like, small grade fireworks. We get a couple big ones for, like, nighttime, shooting them off into the sky. But our favorite 4th of July is just, like, shooting each other with, like, small fireworks, like bottle rockets. We get firecrackers to, like, throw at each other as, like, kind of grenades, too. Again, you should not do this. Children, do not follow my example. It is just a fun tradition. I've just done it for years and years. Roman candles are also one of the best, because you light it and it keeps firing. Depending on which one you get, like, it might fire for a minute. I love Roman candles for it. There's Soldier, I didn't know that. Oh yeah, that's what we do on 4th of July, me and my good friends. I once lost my hearing for like an hour or so, shooting off the big ones at night, because we got a mortar, and we like set it up at the end of the driveway, and it was gonna shoot up. But as my friend's dad that lit it on this certain occasion ran away, he got scared immediately when he lit it, and just like booked. And because of that, I think it might have been just like the lighter like caught the little thing, and I don't know, dude. But like it tipped over, pointed at the garage. Everyone screams. Fucker goes right into the garage that everyone is like sitting in. And holy fuck. Me and like some of the other people there too just could not hear out of like an ear or two for like the next hour after that. That shit was so loud. Especially because it went off in an enclosed state. Or state? Space. Space is the word. That shit was nuts. Like, looking back, that's one of the funniest 4th of July memories. Can you use them where you live, or do you have to head out of the city? Okay, for my non-Americans, let me give you a short lesson in American 4th of July culture. Big fireworks like that are illegal pretty much everywhere, including where I live. But unless, like, a neighbor of yours calls and complains about your house in specific, it's almost like an unwritten, unofficial thing that pretty much entirely cops just don't, like, enforce the fireworks shit on 4th of July because it's 4th of July. Like, they're supposed to like pull up and enforce it, but because like literally everyone on the 4th is just firing that shit off, regardless of whether it's legal where you live or not, like they just don't. It's just like a weird cultural thing where like, even though they're not legal, it's not like the cops are gonna come by and like take them away and fine you for firing them off. Like at most, the most I've ever seen was once we had a neighbor who was a little older, maybe like 65, pushing 70 at the oldest. And one 4th of July, she did call the cops on our house because she was like, there's just so much noise from the fireworks. They're just lighting off so many. And like 2 cops in a car did pull up, and they were like, hey, just so you know, we kind of have to give you a warning on this because you're not supposed to have these, and you did get a noise complaint, but like it's 4th of July, so we're just giving you a warning. If we do get called back here, we're gonna have to take them and give you a fine, but like we're just gonna give you a warning for the time being. Okay. That's the worst that I've ever seen on 4th of July. That's the worst I've seen. And I live in a state that's like, you have to like go and drive to the next state over to buy your big fireworks because they're just not legal here. And still, like, that's just kind of how the cops are on 4th of July. So for my non-Americans, there's your short lesson in American culture. Unless you get like multiple noise complaints to the same place, or you get a cop that's just a dick, you're fine to have fireworks that you're not typically supposed to have because, like, it's just like a cultural thing. Like, you shoot off big fireworks on 4th of July. Everyone does it. It's part of the holiday. Legal or not. I'm actually gonna... Gonna come unhinged. Okay. There's the can. There's the little thing, the straw. There's no better word for this. Get some tape? I might, dude. Because this shit just isn't staying up. What the fuck? Wait, what? The straw that comes taped on the can doesn't fit in the nozzle. It doesn't on either side. You come with the can. They tape it to the side. It actually just doesn't fit in. What the fuck? Okay, no straw. Raw dogging it, I guess. That straw just, it doesn't fit. Oh, you said turning it upside down. I'm not supposed to tilt the can. I almost tilted it upside down and used it, despite the warnings. Alright, light. Better not have to do this again. I swear, dude. I'm so sick of this. If I was recording something, I would just, like, you know, take a minute, go find some tape, come back, fucking make sure that bitch stays. Okay, that one was just it tilted over. I immediately, the rage that I felt in that moment. Full-time streamer. Well, the new light that I got is a really good light with a really shitty mount. Unfortunately. That's kind of what I get for getting, like, the budget light, but it is what it is. It wasn't entirely budget. It was definitely the most expensive light that I've ever bought for streaming, but it still wasn't very expensive. Like, there were more expensive lights, like the Elgato ring light. That's like, I think it's like $60, $70 for a light. Like, Elgato, typically, it's like, you definitely get good quality from Elgato products. I won't act like you don't. But they're just so expensive. Like, they make really good shit, but they're way overpriced. That's typically my take with Elgato. Because they genuinely have great products, but, like, I'm trying to think of a good example. They have a USB mic that's like $250. And it definitely sounds good, but at that point, you can get, like, an AT2020 and an audio interface for, like, $180 and get, like, a slightly better sound. Elgato, generally, I would say their capture cards are, like, their most worthwhile, because they just, by a fucking country mile, make the best product in that market. But most of their products are, like, way overpriced for what they are. Sam, I don't think tonight, because I wasn't able to get as much shit done this morning as I want to, and I really want to get some work done because I just have not had good, like, output recently. Like, I don't know. I've just had, like, a weird spot where, like, even though I'm putting in enough time for the most part, I'm just not actually able to finish products as quickly as I should be able to. So my output has been lacking. HyperX Quadcast is lit. I haven't tried it. I've heard, like, comparisons. But I just personally haven't. USB mics aren't bad, by the way. I use one. But the next time I look to upgrade, I'm definitely looking at like just getting an AT2020 or something of the similar variety from like Audio Technica, probably, because they have really crisp mics and an audio interface for like 80 to 100 bucks as well. Because when you start upgrading beyond like Elgato Waves and stuff like that, like HyperX Quadcast, like those really, really top end USB mics, it's like you just start getting way, way more expensive. And you don't get as much of a quality increase out of that transaction. So it's like at a certain point with upgrading USB mics, it becomes better to just swap to Go XLR or something. Are you gonna find a job soon? For the time being, no. Depends how you define soon. As of right now, I'm kinda just like feeling stuff out. I'm still looking for a house. Still trying to get a house. Housing market is still really shit, especially locally. So like, I don't know. But for the time being, my own stuff, as well as like occasionally editing for other creators, is what I'm doing. Full-time gamer, you might even say. Oh wait, I should pull the ink ribbons and drop a save real quick because it's been a hot minute. I've kind of gotten a good amount of stuff done since the last time I dropped a save, so I should probably just throw one of those bitches down. Fun? Yeah, full-time gamer. It's like, if I can, like, obviously grow our community, it's more fun for members of the community to have a larger one. Like, as great as small communities are, big communities are just more fun. Well, there's kind of like a weird, I don't know the word for it, but like an effect where you kind of go up and then at a certain point you start going back down as far as like how much fun it is. There's a certain point where you start to get too big of a community, and then it's like big enough to the point where the connections that people build can't be quite as deep, so to speak. So it starts to fall off. But at the point that we're at, more growth would still be more fun for existing members of the community, right? So it's like, if we can grow, obviously I benefit financially, but it's also just more enjoyable for everyone as a whole, including me, obviously. Because like, not gonna act like getting more money for the time you put in isn't an improvement, isn't a good thing. Like, I just won't. But like, if I can do that, and also if I can get better at editing, and possibly just get more of a reputation as an editor, in the sort of circles that then that can become a more reliable income source. And it's kind of like, we'll see if full-time gamer is a temporary thing, or is a more long-time thing. Who knows? Long-term thing. Be the better. Oh wait, you profit off us. Yes, easy to forget. But definitely still a truth of what I do. Fuck your dog. 3? He wants to take 3 shells? I should have brought my pistol for this. He's still alive? I didn't hear the death sound. Well, I've hit him with too much firepower now. Ah, fuck you. Now you're definitely getting gel. I don't remember which RE game it is on the PS1. But at a certain point, they actually started storing the enemy health values after you left a room. But I know for a fact that RE1 on the PS1, if I were to like shoot a zombie with 2 pistol bullets and then leave and come back later and try to put him down, his health would reset if I left the area and came back. So it's like, after I hit a dog with 3 shotgun pumps to the face, it would almost be more of a waste to not hit it with the 4th, because I would have to just start from scratch as far as killing that dog when I come back. It was a mistake to use the shotgun on it in the first place. But once I've made that mistake, I can't backtrack on it. Like, I can't try to just not kill the dog with the shotgun because, like, the damage is already done at that point. What? Hey, we weren't there, you know, memory-wise on the PS1. Well, we were, but they hadn't figured out how to use that memory properly at this point. So, you get weird gameplay stuff like that. Old game. A lot of these old games are, like, fantastic, but then there's just some weird janky bits. And that, for me, is just one of RE1's weird janky bits. Like, the game is still really, really good on the whole, but there's weird stuff like that. And if you're one of the Zoomers who can't get behind tank controls, this game is, like, completely inaccessible to you. I really don't think tank controls are bad. But I acknowledge that it might just be because I've been playing games with tank controls since I was so little, that they're just, like, kind of a completely natural control scheme that I'm just, like, adjusted to from spending a lot of time with it. Like, I'm willing to acknowledge that maybe I just don't think it's bad because I'm so adjusted to it. Is there any point to using the knife in the game? No. There are people out there who have played the game enough and who are skilled enough at the game to do, like, knife-only speedruns. Right? I am not one of those people. When I try to use the knife in any, like, tank control classic era RE game, I just end up getting my shit run. Like, I can put down a zombie with a knife, but I'm gonna take a lot of damage. The trade-off is gonna be, like, I could use the knife to save ammo on it, but I'm gonna end up spending a healing item instead. Like, in place of spending the ammo, I'm gonna spend a heal. So, it's a trade-off. And there are occasions where I've done that. RE0 was a really hard game for me to actually complete for the first time when I was younger. And I remember having to do that a good bit. Like, use the knife and just, like, take some damage in place of using the ammo, because RE0 has some enemies that are questionably designed, to say the least. You kind of need the big firepower for them. But there we go. I always hate... I didn't mean to do that. The worst part of it falling off is the slow tilt back when I first, like, I see it going and I know that it's gonna... This thing is beyond saving. It just is. God damn you. Hold on, I might mount it and throw up the be right back screen real quick and get some tape. How long is left in the 45 minutes? I think we'll be... I'll put up with it for 45 more minutes. That's fine. Okay. Check the map. Rooms to go to. I've cleared first floor pretty much. At least for what I can do for the time being. So, second floor... Hold on. Light's looking a little... If we just go up the stairs. Send it back and upgrade. I don't think I could return it at this point. Didn't fall, just tilted off. Like, the light is great. The actual light itself is fantastic. The mount, so much. I could probably just get, like, a new mount off of Amazon for it. But this mount has been slightly frustrating. That is certainly a way to put it. Just a little frustrating. I don't think there's any items in this room. Looks like I'm wrong. It's just like a hub to, you know, get between these two rooms on either side of it. This room. Is that a piece of paper on the desk? Searcher's will. Where did you buy it? Amazon! My dear Alma, the fact that you have received this letter is both a joy and a sadness for me. I could not even talk to you because of that guy in the sunglasses. Alma, be calm and read this. I think I've told you that I moved to a pharmaceutical company's lab. They headhunted me. Last month, there was an accident in the lab and the virus we were studying escaped. All my colleagues who were infected by the virus are dead. To be accurate, they've become the living. They still wander around. Some of them are knocking on my room door desperately right now, but there's no sign of intelligence in their eyes. That cursed virus takes away all humanity from the human brain. Love, joy, sorrow, fear, humor, eternally. If it was Amazon, you should be able to if it's not too long. I ordered it like 2 weeks ago, I think. And Alma, even the memories of the days I spent with you. Yes, I am infected. I did everything I could. I could only delay the progress by a few days. The most frightening thing is that I forget more about you by the day. So I chose a peaceful death rather than becoming the living dead. Within an hour, I will have entered my eternal sleep. I do hope you'll understand my decision. Goodbye, and forever yours, Martin Crackhorn. My boy, romantic. Okay, hold on. Press the switch. I remember what the puzzle here is. Okay. This is a weird one. It's just kind of odd. You have to drain the tank with the switch, move the tank out of the way, so that you can move bookshelf out of the way. Get in here. Oh! Oh, that's just like the standard rounds for the bazooka. I can just reload that. Now I've actually got like a good stock built up for the bazooka. If sometimes they let you keep it and send another one free? Really? I don't know. I feel like I should just need a new mount because like the light is fine. I don't have a problem with the actual light. The light is like perfect. It's just the mount that is. The mount hasn't been bad up to this point. It's just today it started falling off of the fucking back of my monitor. Is there anything here? Spamming the interact button, because who knows? They like to do that shit. There's definitely, yeah, I was gonna say, definitely something in this corner. Pistol clip. Which means I have to run to the item box. Fantastic. There's nothing else back there. But there is still an item in that room, so I gotta take a quick lap to the box. Gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, let's say. I know what it was about, but I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh. Oh, okay. Nah, I blanked. That definitely wasn't it. I mean, I could talk about... Oh, shit. I was just gonna shout out the KOTOR Part 2 real quick. We tried to wet it a bit. Oh, shit. Fuck you. It was falling back so slowly that time. I saw it out of the corner of my eye. I was like, did it just move? And then I looked over and it was falling backwards. Hey, that's better than me having to reach under the desk to catch it. Or to pick it back up. Because I have to like reach around the back of my desk so that like the wires don't get all fucked up because of it and tangled and all that. Okay, well. Caught that one just in time. I haven't tried to wet it, but that might be the play. Because I feel like even just a little bit of moisture on it with the suction cup might just really make it like... You know what I mean? I do want in there, but I want to stack it with the rest. I know that I'm so like extra with this. Like, you could just throw every clip in and it would be fine. But I just want to have, like, one stack of pistol ammo. In the later games, I don't remember which one exactly they started doing it. It might have even not been until, like, RE2 Remake. But in some of the newer ones, I could probably put the acid rounds in there too, because I don't really need them for the time being. Some of the new REs, when you do go to, like, put ammo in the box, it'll just auto-stack it with whatever's in there already. But in this one, if you want to put ammo in the box, gotta actually take out the other stack that you have and combine them and then put it back. This Vanguard update looks sick, truly. New Vanguard zombies pretty fire. Unironically, wait, Tom was here earlier, but he had to go. I didn't ask him if he had played yet. I'm assuming you haven't, Mickle. Because you said you didn't think you'd really be able to today. I'm telling you, boys, I said it in Discord today, if you don't know what I'm talking about, but if anyone here is not in the Discord and they trust my opinion whatsoever, okay? Context, I was a COD Zombies streamer and YouTuber up until, like, pretty much the very end of 2021. Until, like, a month after Vanguard came out, the community got so toxic because of Vanguard being how it was, that I dipped. I was like, you know what, I'm done. But if anyone remotely trusts my opinion in games, and you happen to own a copy of Call of Duty Vanguard already, give the Shinonuma remake that came out yesterday a shot. Because I have actually had a really good time playing it in my free time. I played it a bit this morning. I will probably play it a little bit right before I go to sleep tonight. I'm going to try to get some video stuff done after stream today. Like, I'm gonna end stream. I'm gonna probably go and make food real quick because I eat like twice a day. I eat at like 9-10 a.m. ish, and then I eat at like 4-5 p.m. Like, I eat breakfast and dinner. That's like my schedule. I'm on a protein heavy diet. So, like, this morning, for example, it might sound like psychotic that I eat twice a day to some people. Some people might sound normal, but to the people who think it sounds crazy, I had 51 grams of protein with my breakfast. So, like, I do not get hungry until, like, late in the day. But probably gonna make some food right after I end stream and then work on some videos for a bit. And then I'm probably gonna give it another shot at trying to do the Easter egg on the Onuma remake in Vanguard. But no, I have very genuinely enjoyed the map. Like, there's something about it where, like, I acknowledge that it's not a perfect map, and it doesn't absolutely save the game. I'm not saying that this is, like, gonna completely change your mind on Vanguard, but I'm saying it'll change your opinion a little bit. What did I eat for breakfast? I had breakfast tacos and a protein shake. But I'm always, like, super hungry. It's easy for me to pack a lot of protein into breakfast because I'm always super hungry in the morning. Because, like, for the example this morning, like, I get out of bed. I kind of, like, chill for 30 minutes to an hour. Typically, I just, like, take a little cold time in the morning. And I just hang out right off the bat because I'm still, like, kind of getting the fog out. And then, whenever I'm ready, really, I'll just get up. I'll work out. Like, this morning, I did core for, like, 30 minutes. And then, you know, after that, feeling pretty tired. Especially this morning, doing core for 30 minutes. I was a little sweaty. And by a little, I mean I was pretty sweaty. So I go and get in the shower. I take a cold shower. Because it really, like, wakes me up. Motherfucking bitch. God damn it. Anyway, cold shower, A, feels really nice after you work a sweat up, and B, is really nice for, like, getting the rest of that fog out and really waking you up. So take a quick cold shower. There's also supposedly other health benefits, but, like, I'm being completely genuine when I tell you that's not why I cold shower. I just think it feels really nice after a workout. I'm not doing like ice cold showers. I'm doing like slightly chilly. Like it's definitely cold, but it's not like putting your body into shock cold. When it just does the little like tip over, I always think it like fell off again, and I have a bit of rage for a moment. But yeah, I generally speaking, like a little bit of free time, I work out, I shower, and then I eat breakfast. So by the time that I eat breakfast after that shower, I'm pretty hungry from working out like 20 minutes before, because I have time to cool off and realize, like, okay, now I'm hungry. And then I can pile in as much protein as I can with my breakfast, reasonably speaking. Like, portion-wise. Like, it's not like I ate a shit ton of food. It's just I really packed the protein. Like, I had a few tacos, breakfast tacos. So, it was 3 this morning. 3 breakfast tacos. Which got, like, eggs and shit in it. And then, I had a protein shake. The tacos collectively had 21 grams of protein, and the shake had 30. So the shake was really the big part. I always struggle. I don't know if it's just me, but protein shakes, I kind of struggle to, like, finish. Like, drinking protein shakes kind of sucks for me, because it tastes good at the beginning, like a nice shake. Feel good about drinking it, but then by the time I'm, like, past halfway through it, I'm just kind of like, ooh. Makes me feel like... I don't like the feeling of drinking protein shakes, but I know that, like, diet-wise, it's good for me.
Oh, Jill, this house is dangerous. There are terrible demons. Ouch!
You're wounded. What kind of demon attacked you?
It was a huge snake, and also poisonous. Ugh.
Poisonous? Oh no. Richard, hold on.
There is serum. Oh no, I should have brought some with me.
No problem. I'll go and get it.
Thanks.
What's the death counter at? So far, we're at 0. We have not died yet. Because I'm kind of a gamer. 10 out of 10 dialogue. Oh yeah, I love... it's like the dialogue isn't great to begin with. But then, it's the voice acting. It's absolutely like a delivery thing that makes it so bad. Like, the dialogue isn't very good. But the voice actors don't help in the slightest. Oh, no. Fucking bitch. Saw it, but I couldn't get it in time. Oh, no. Oh. Whoa. Whoa. My water just tipped over backwards with the cap not closed. Woo! That one fell after 3 minutes. Where's the air can? We're burning through this thing. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna throw the be right back screen up real quick, because I'm gonna take you up on that advice to wet the suction a little bit. Suction cup. There we go. Got the game. At least you got music while I'm doing this. Hold on. I'll be back in like 30 seconds probably. Maybe that was longer than 30 seconds. It's tilted off. God damn you. There we go. What a terrible light mount, man. I might just buy a mount for it. Because again, like, the light is perfect. The mount is the real problem. Anyway. Welcome back, Mohammed. I just looked back at the screen and was running straight into the wall. Just absolutely sprinting into the wall. But yeah, when I stood up, my headphone cord tipped over my cup. And it fell backwards. Like on the opposite end from where the actual little like thing that you drink out of it is. Oh wait, I wasn't trying to explore more locked doors. I was trying to get him the serum. Poison. It didn't spill at all because I've drank enough of it. Because it was on that side that it tipped over, but like that scared me when it went down. I was just like, oh god, the lid is not on. And since it's on that side of my desk, it probably would have dripped like onto the top of my my case, which top of my case happens to have a little bit of venting on it, so that would have been bad. Oh wait, I don't have any healing items. What is wrong with me? I like totally put that herb in there, just not thinking. Take a double. What's Cole have? Bruh. What are you talking about? Why is 8-ball not working? Speaking of 8-ball not working, have we seen the bot at all today? Hold on, the bot hasn't been on today. The bot never activated when stream started. What kind of shake do you drink? Protein. It's just got protein. It's chocolate flavored, if that's what you're wondering. It's fairly light. Well, it's a light shake, but it doesn't feel light. It's only like 100 calories. But it's 30 grams of protein, so like it's not light, or sorry, it is light, but it doesn't feel light at all when you drink it. It feels super heavy because of all the protein and because it's protein powder, so it just feels like, yeah. If you've had a shake with protein powder, you know that it's just like, but it is what it is.
Here's the serum. Richard, hold on. I'll give you a shot now.
Jill, here's my radio. You should keep it.
No! Richard!
Jill, be careful.
I love the dialogue and acting in this game. It's just so good. It's just so good. I love it. Every bit of it. Richard is a volcano. Yeah, the blood effects just... Ah! What a bitch. He actually scared me. Was not expecting him there. What a bitch. Yeah, I love... Oh... I need my lighter for the candle in here. Oh, fuck. Quick lap to the item box. We love the item box. Keeping all my shit held for me. Nice and neat. Need that lighter. I think this is like one of 2 instances in the game where you need the lighter. It is not a very frequently used item in RE1. So it typically just stays in the box, but then, on occasion, randomly you have a moment where it's like, well shit, I need the lighter, gotta go grab it. You can also put the extra ink ribbons in there. It's like, for ink ribbon, never bad. Limited saves are kind of rough if you're not actually like consistently grabbing all the ribbons you can find and storing them. Honestly, the people who thought that the limited saves were dumb, it's like a little bit, maybe. Like when you compare it to modern games, I can see where people would be like, why the fuck would they do that? Like a limited use item for saves. But I really like it. Maybe it's because I just grew up with it and it's like a nostalgia thing. But also, like, I've already saved 3 times. I've still got 12 ink ribbons left. Like, you find more than enough of them to be able to save throughout the whole game. Like, honestly, unless you're just spamming the save every time you go into the save room, or like a room with an item box or whatever, you're gonna be able to save like every 45 minutes-ish. It's a very forgiving system, even though it seems very punishing at first. It's only unforgiving if you like completely fuck up on saving ammo and heals, and then you get to like a boss fight and you haven't saved in a while because you're out of ribbons. That's like the only circumstance. If everything in your playthrough is going wrong, you'll get punished for it. But like normally it's perfectly fine. An RE on PSVR would probably be cool. RE8 is going to PSVR 2. I was trying to think what you were talking about. RE7 is on PSVR 1, right? Weirdly, RE4 VR was not put on PSVR, and instead it was made an Oculus Store exclusive, which is interesting. Because, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what led to that call being made. Oh. I'm glad that I did this. I couldn't remember what exactly was here. I know what's there in the remake. I don't know what's there in the original. That's actually going to be really helpful. I'm going to take one quick trip. Lay item box. Because I'm going to grab a lot of ammo and a lot of heals. Because I know from playing the game too much over the course of my life, I'm about to do a boss fight. And one that I'm not very good at. Because if I'm being real, I'm good at the classic REs in the sense of like saving resources, making sure that you stockpile things, like you actually take the time to do laps to the item box and back for important stuff instead of just like leaving it all strewn about. Like, I'm good at the original REs in that sense. The actual controls, like, even though I've used tank controls my whole life, I somehow just run into walls and, like, can't maneuver around bosses properly and shit. I just kind of, like, tank damage and put it out faster than the boss, at least hopefully. But, Bagel Battles, how's it going? Welcome. I like the name. Fun. This way down here. Get me the other acid rounds that I know I have. This is a stack. Part of me feels like I need a key to get in there. No way, it's the shield. I should probably grab the red and green. My health has a pretty decent chance to just drop here. So I might need the slightly better heals. Because the double greens are like double just using a normal herb on its own. But the red and the green I'm pretty sure are like 3 times the... If I remember, it's the D-pad used to run or walk. Kind of, you can use either. Especially because I'm on an emulator for this, right? But the D-pad just feels better. Like, the D-pad just feels better. You excited for the RE8 DLC? The RE8 DLC, I'm kind of, like, mixed on. I'm interested if it's gonna be good or not, because I'm honestly... Like, you know, normally you can look at something and you can kind of, like, tell, like, if it's gonna be for you or not. Where you're... Like, there's exceptions to it, right? But generally speaking, kind of like look at a game and be like, I think I'll like that, or I think I won't. Sometimes you're wrong. What? Just swap this out? It's not letting me swap to acid. Is that not something I can do in the original? Now I feel dumb. Maybe that was something they added with RE2. having a moment here. It was the shield key. What the fuck? I think the remake will be good, at least. Like, going off of RE3, right? It's like the RE3 remake was a bit lacking as a remake because there was stuff missing from the original and all that. Like, they cut sections, right? It's pretty well talked about at this point that, like, they cut pieces of content that people didn't really want cut. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen with the 4 remake. Because 4 is a really long game, and I honestly just don't see them making like a 15 to 20 hour RE nowadays. If I'm being honest. I just don't see Capcom putting that out. Like in the modern day. But I think that whatever is there will be good. And I'm hoping that the changes to the story are good. Because obviously the original story, while it's really entertaining, there's the hit. Like it's not a traditionally well-written story or anything. It's entertaining because the writing is so goofy and like the actual plot points are just so out there. Like it's just an absolutely wild story, a really entertaining one, but it's not like a traditionally well-written story, right? So I hope that their changes to the story are gonna be good, because like it could go either way. Like they could either do a really, really good job with like rewriting the story to be more believable, fit more realistically into canon now, right? Kind of like what they did with a lot of 3. Because like 3, while I don't love that there are parts of the game that were missing, the way that the story changed based on the parts of the game that they got cut, it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna load that. If I can't just manually change the round types, I'm just not gonna. The story just kind of feels more believable in the remake than it did in the original. So I hope that they can pull that off again with 4. I'm fairly confident that they will, but there's also that off chance where it's just kind of like, I'm a little cautious going into it, a little worried. But I think whatever we get will be good. It's just a matter of like, is it going to be better than the original or not? I doubt that they can put out an RE4 remake and have it be a bad game. Like the way that I feel about the 3 remake is it's not as good as RE3 Classic, but it's still a good Resident Evil game. Like just on its own right, on its own merit. So I'm sure that the game will be good. It's just a matter of can they actually improve the original or not, like they did with 1 and 2. And I'm kind of expecting, if I'm being completely honest, that it won't be as good as the original, but it'll still be a really fun game. That's just my expectation going in.
Barry?
But the RE8 DLC is weird to me, because I feel like it just looks a little odd, maybe? I don't know. I'm not gonna, like, buy the RE8 DLC immediately when it comes out. I'm gonna kind of, like, wait, see how people generally react to it, see a little bit of gameplay of it if I can, without, like, getting too spoilery and stuff like that. And then I'll see if I actually want to buy it myself and play through it or not. It definitely looks interesting. I'm just not sure if it looks like something I would enjoy or not. The one thing that I do think looks really cool with it is being able to play the base game RE8 in third-person mode. I thought that looked really cool. I kind of wish that was just part of like an update. If I'm being honest, I don't think that's something that they need to lock behind a paid DLC. Like that could definitely just be an update to the game for everyone. But lighter. Why do I have the lighter? Oh, just because I was gonna move it up for organization's sake. Yeah, I'm dumb sometimes. Like the fact that I felt the need to pull it out just to move it up. Why am I like that? Why do I have to move stuff around to that degree? Why can't I just be happy having everything mismatched? I'm definitely looking forward to RE4 Remake. I'm just going into it expecting a good game, but not a game better than the original. And I think that with that expectation going in, unless they somehow manage to make it a bad game, which I'm saying like 90% chance that the game is good, right? Like maybe 10% chance the game is just actually bad. So I'm really like, I'm expecting good, just not improved. And I think that with that expectation going in, it'll be pretty hard for me to be disappointed. Like, the chances that they actually fuck up the entire game, like on its own merit, and I just absolutely hate it, those chances are really slim. So I think either way, I'll be happy with what I get. Because I don't know, maybe it's the boomer in me. Maybe it's my age starting to get to me. My old ripe age of 20. Which, in terms of like being into games, I feel like is kind of old in a way. Like, at least in terms of being an active part of the gaming community, I feel like once you're in your 20s, you are one of the boomers. Because I feel like most people who are super active are like in their teens, right? But I wonder sometimes if it's like maybe my age that I'm like so cautious with literally every game release nowadays. But genuinely, every time something's about to come out with like a series that I love, I'm always typically like, it could be good, but I don't expect it to be good. I'm gonna try it. I don't expect it to be good. So I feel like whenever something is actually really good, I'm just so surprised by it that I end up being like super hyped and excited and I just love it. Because I expected it to be bad going in. Which maybe that's like the wrong way to end up loving all the new games that I play nowadays. But like, hey, if the end result is me actually enjoying the games that I buy, so be it. Do I need to move it over a little more? I might. Oh, I can't fit in there. Damn it. Touch. I thought this looked right, but I might need to just bump it. Slide that bitch over. Come on. Jill. There we go. You have to be so square with it. I will take the crank. I hate needing to carry around the crank for the couple parts of the game that you do. It's one of the parts of this game that has always frustrated me, is needing to, like, use the crank, go put it back in the box, because why would I... Oh, I should... Why did I not grab my pistol earlier? Have you ever gotten buyer's remorse? No, never in my life. I've always been completely happy with every single product I've ever... Yes, I've gotten buyer's remorse. What the fuck? Multiple times. I would say in its entirety, I have buyer's remorse for buying my PS4. I just didn't need it. I ended up not playing many of the exclusives because really there were only a couple I was actually interested in. I really did waste money in the end on buying the PS4. I'm just trying to think games-wise. Oh, Battlefield 2042 was one of the biggest wastes, like, gaming-wise, in years for me. Like, I really thought that the game would be, you know, it would have its problems, but it wouldn't be awful. But holy shit, is Battlefield 2042 awful. Like, even to this day. Like, oh. For a car or a house? Yeah, I haven't bought a house yet. But my car, thankfully, I got right. I love my car. I'm probably going to drive it until I literally can't drive it anymore. Which, my mechanic last time I had it in told me that it's probably still got a little over 100,000 miles in it. But also, he said that, like, for like, my year of car and model, he just doesn't know how long they typically last. So he's, like, guessing 100,000. It might be a little less. It might be more. He just doesn't know, but that's, like, his guess. But he told me to, like, take it with a grain of salt. But even with how much I drive, like, it'll take me a good it'll take me a good while to put 100k miles on it. So if he's even in the ballpark on, like, being right with that one, I think I'm fine. But my favorite RE is the 2 remake. Like, definitely. What do I drive? I have a 2012 A4. So he's like, I don't know how, or like what mileage these typically die out at, because I just haven't seen one die yet. But I would estimate you've still got like 100k miles. It's at like 145k right now. And he's like, yeah, you'll probably get it to 250-ish. Like, easily. As long as you maintain the suspension and transmission, there's no issues. Yeah, well, okay. My car would, okay. My car will probably need an engine replacement by the time that it gets to that point where, like, it's just not, like, maintainable anymore. I've already replaced the engine in my car once, because when I bought it from the previous owner, they had a turbo in it, and they didn't tell me that turbos in A4s don't have a great lifespan. They have a lifespan of like about 5-6 years, but had a turbo in it, and he didn't tell me he had had it for a while and that they don't have a great lifespan. So I bought the car, and very soon after had to replace the engine. When I replaced it, I've mentioned before that I saved 50% of every dollar I made in high school. Mentioned that earlier this stream. When I replaced it, I still had a good bit saved in my car fund, because I got the car for a bit of a steal, not knowing about the engine issue. So yeah. But I got it for a bit of a steal, so I still had some money left over, so I was like, well, it had a turbo. I have to buy a new engine either way. Guess I'm getting a new turbo. So, my car still has a turbo in it because I put one in, which might be a little irresponsible, but like, I had the money left and I was 16, so like, it wasn't really that much. So I got a new turbo in it. It's like, see how long it lasts. But like A4s with turbos, the turbos notoriously don't last long in that car. So I don't really know. I know that that previous owner, after replacing the last one, had been in the car for like 5 years at the time that I had it and it shit out. Where is everybody? Everyone had something today. Like, not everyone had something, but like, you know what I mean? It was one of those days where like, a lot of the regulars just like had something going on. Like Mikkel said it was like a national holiday in Denmark. I don't know why. Every time I try to think of where Mikkel is from, like in my head, my first thought is Belgium. And I always immediately after I think it, I'm like, that's not right. He's not from Belgium. But I think that like for a long time, when Mikkel was first a regular, I had just like thought he was from Belgium because he probably told me Denmark at some point, and then I just like stupidly just kind of was like, he's from Belgium. And then he corrected me once, and like typically after I get corrected on making a wrong assumption, it's like it sticks with me well because I'm always like, oh well, now I feel dumb. So I always like think that he's from Belgium right away, but then I'm like, wait, no. He's not from Belgium, but he's in that general region. And then I remember, I think he's from Denmark. I'm pretty confident. It's like a 90% with like a little asterisk because I might have it wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's from Denmark. So apparently it's like a national holiday in Denmark. Tom had to go. Finn, typically when Finn isn't here, it's because of work. Because Finn has like a full-time job with, from what I understand, a fairly intense schedule. You know, Finn is a proper adult, believe it or not. Does real adult things. Crazy, isn't it? Sepper has been in and out. Apparently playing Fall Guys because it went free to play. It's actually really nice that Fall Guys went free to play because I think the game is going to get a lot more of the recognition it should now. Because, like, the game came out and was a really good time to play with friends. But it was $20, so it was kind of like a big entry cost for a game like that, right? But I went back maybe like a month ago-ish with friends and played it a little bit, and we had a blast because they've done a great job supporting the game and adding content. Duck Station again? Yes, Duck Station again. It looks a little weird with RE1 because, like, when Duck Station smooths out all the wobble and stuff, RE1's models are genuinely, like, super clip heavy. Like, hold on, you can see, like, look at Jill's, like, elbows, like that joint. Her model is just clipping because, like, the devs knew back in 96, like, running at 480i output and on a CRT, they knew that you wouldn't notice the clipping on the model. So, like, why put in the effort to make it not clip? But a lot of the player models and stuff clip a lot during the animations. The zombies do it. So RE1 out of the original trilogy on Duck Station, when you eliminate, like, the wobble and you really, like, crisp everything out like crazy, it looks a little weird. But 2 and 3 I've tested on Duck Station, and they both look amazing when you smooth them out and take out the wobble and warping and all that. They look phenomenal on Duck Station. Should professional athletes' salaries be capped? Yay or nay? I mean, no. Like, when it comes to stuff like that, I'm totally, like, if the team wants to pay X amount, they can pay X amount. I think professional athletes are overpaid. I certainly think that they're incredibly talented and they work their asses off. But, like, you know, some of them signed contracts. Like, how much was the Brady contract with the Bucks? Like, holy fuck. Hold on, let me actually fact check. Yeah, so Brady, when he signed to the Buccaneers, he got signed on for a base salary of, that dog is going to fuck me up, a base salary of 8.9 mil a year, with 3.3 mil in bonuses. So he got signed on for like 12.5 mil for his first year, and then like about 9 mil a year going forward. Like, you know, they work their asses off. And they're some of the best, right? But that's not even, like, one of the most high-paying contracts in the NFL. And he's making, like, 9 mil a year, 12 mil his first year he signed. Like, dude, that's a lot of money. Although I also feel that, like, a lot of jobs are overpaid. I think content creators are overpaid as shit. I am perfectly fine admitting that I am guilty of being overpaid for what I do. 100%. Like, not even an exaggeration to say that, like, content creators are overpaid. In my opinion, I think content creators are wildly overpaid. How do you record the screen with OBS? Every time I try, it always includes the sidebar. Well, I'm playing the game in full screen, first of all, but if I take it out of full screen, it doesn't. I don't know. What sidebar do you leave open? Is there actually a sidebar, or do you mean the one at the top? Mahomes signed like an 8-year, 400 mil deal or something a couple years ago. I feel like Brady's was probably less because they knew that, like, he was near the end of his career. And they were going, like, year to year. I feel like when you sign, like, an 8-year contract like that, and you're young, it's, like, a very solid, like, we have this guy for 8 years. We can pay him this much. Like, with Brady, it's like, okay, he's on the older side. He's going to retire any year now. Like, We don't know how long we're going to have him. He's not signing on for a certain amount of time. He's just going year by year. I would assume he refused to sign on for like a set amount of time because like he knows that he's near retirement. He doesn't know how many seasons he wants to play at that point. But he knows that he's getting there, so he's like, I don't want to sign for like 8 years, obviously. I would assume that he just refused to sign for like 8 years or anything like that, right? Now they have no money for other players. What, Mahomes? I don't know how much money they have. I mean, I know the NFL brings in just absurd amounts in general. Oh, I should have put the crank in the box so I could carry more. Fuck. Dumb Cole moment. But no, like I'm overpaid for what I do. I'm not saying I make like a shit ton, but I'm saying I get paid more than I should. And like large content creators, so overpaid. Like, not to be that guy. Not to be that guy. But seeing that clip of XQC complaining about Twitch cutting the ad rates, like XQC in that clip never made the case that like smaller creators are going to suffer from it. He just was complaining about it in general. Like he didn't specify for smaller creators. He never said specifically like this is bad for me. But like again, he didn't specify that like he didn't like it because of smaller creators or anything. Like it kind of comes across like he was just pissed about it because he would make less money. And like, trust me, that guy, even with that ad cut pay, or that ad pay cut, words are hard, he'll be fine. He will be exceptional. Just regardless of how much he makes off of ad revenue. Because especially on Twitch, ad revenue really isn't even like much of a factor into your total income on that site. Trust me. I was on Twitch for like 3 years. As a streamer, ad revenue is nothing of what you get paid on Twitch. It all comes from like bits, subs, donos, all that shit. You don't make shit on ads on Twitch in general. The fact that they're cutting it is crazy because you already make nothing in ads on Twitch. But like, I have some friends who still stream on Twitch, like streamer friends who I met through doing what I do. I have some friends who stream on Twitch. And like, they are pretty dedicated to staying there. But a lot of them, after the ad revenue changes, are like, I just don't know if I can even support this and stick around for this. And it's like, feel you. And every time that one of them starts talking about that stuff with me, I'm just like, hey, ever heard of a little website called YouTube? Because genuinely, the more streamers that move over to YouTube, the better it is for everyone, right? Like, a lot of people think of it in terms of, like, you know, competition and stuff, but that's just not how the industry is. The more streamers and the more traffic to any site for, not even just, like, streaming, but for videos in general, the better. It's just better for everyone, consumer and creator, when there's more people on the site making content. And obviously it's better for the company too, because they get to run more ads per day, right? Like, the company is happy too. Financially, is YouTube or Twitch better is an interesting question. For smaller channels, Twitch is far more monetizable. For larger channels, YouTube will make you way more money than Twitch. So, not to call out your favorite small streamer who refuses to move from Twitch to YouTube, but in the current streaming meta, so to speak, as much as I don't like referring to it like that, what I'll generally say is smaller streamers who are dedicated to Twitch, there's a small chance that dedication is actually to Twitch culture and the community. Small chance. Very small, I mean. Like, maybe 10% chance. I can say, personally, that for my closest streamer friends who are dedicated to Twitch, it's not the case that they're there for the culture or the community. Again, not to, like, call people out, but growth on YouTube is better. Regardless of if you're small or big, it's just across the entire board, it's way easier to grow on YouTube. It's way easier to actually develop a community. Because there's an algorithm. If you know how to use the algorithm, not to say you're guaranteed success because you're not. If you know how to use the algorithm and you make content that in any way, shape, or form is worth watching, you're guaranteed some degree of success on YouTube. I don't want to say you're guaranteed to be one of the biggest creators, but you're guaranteed to at least form a solid community and be able to thrive and survive on YouTube. Assuming you're making anything worth watching and you know how to use the algo. Generally speaking, smaller streamers who refuse to move away from Twitch right now purely refuse to move away because as a smaller creator, it's harder to get monetized in the first place on YouTube. They're way more strict about who they let make money in the first place. And on top of that, smaller creators will make less on YouTube because of things like they won't be given members, which is YouTube's equivalent of subs. There's less of a donation culture on YouTube. The ad revenue pays better and is more abundant on YouTube. The ad revenue pays way better. Twitch right now is paying 50% split on ads. YouTube is paying 70. Twitch right now is paying a 50% split on subs. YouTube is paying 70 for members when you eventually get them. I don't have members because I'm not partnered. You have to be a partner to get members. But like, again, not to drag people through the dirt, but smaller creators who are completely dedicated to Twitch, 9 times out of 10, they are only staying on Twitch right now because they're more worried about the short-term income. Like 9 times out of 10. I'm telling you, it's a very, very consistent case. I'm telling you, I don't know a single small creator personally who is on Twitch right now, at least who I've spoken to about this, because some of them I haven't even spoken to about why they're still on Twitch. But every smaller creator who's staying on Twitch over YouTube that I've spoken to about it, they're staying there because of the financial reasons, not because of like growth or community reasons. I mean, obviously everyone who spends enough time on Twitch doesn't want to leave that culture because it's great, right? Like, it's a really fun culture to be a part of. And it sucks to leave behind, but especially for me, obviously I made the move to YouTube, so you already know, like for me, just the Twitch culture in general wasn't worth sacrificing channel growth and having an active community and stuff like that. Like, I didn't want to continue just streaming to like the same 3 people every day. It was just getting so not fun for me. And I wasn't making much money because I was streaming to like the same 3 people every day. It wasn't financially viable for me anymore. It wasn't viable for me as far as growing a community. I wasn't enjoying it. I moved. They're afraid their Twitch followers won't transition to YouTube with them. I actually think that, like, even though I was just kind of improvising as I went with the RDR2 phase where we were kind of transitioning to YouTube slowly, looking back on it, it's like there is not a single way I would have changed the way that we transitioned. Because if I'm being completely honest, Sticky and Smitty, you're both here right now. If I'm going to keep it a buck, I don't think either of you would have immediately transitioned if I had just said, I'm done with Twitch, we're only on YouTube now. And I think that applies to like pretty much every active member that we had at the time. I don't think any of you guys would have moved over with me if that had been the case. I definitely think that the restreaming and slowly trying to incentivize you guys to move over time was the way to go. He just smiles because he knows it's true. But hello, 3000. I'm not trying to ego you. I'm just on a big tangent. We're not done with Elden Ring. I'm just trying to do a better job of playing more than one game at a time because I kind of get sucked into one series at a time and I like only work on that. And I'm trying to do better about keeping it varied so that it's not just the same thing every day because it can get kind of boring to watch the same stream every day, right? So I'm trying to vary it up more. So first journey I'm going on is streaming through and doing like a playthrough of all the RE games leading up to RE4 Remake dropping next March. I think it's viable to do that. Like, oh, Sticky also asked earlier, like, since I'm on tangents at the end here, I saw someone, I don't know if it was Sticky, I think it was Sticky, ask at like the beginning, how many RE games are there, like mainline at least? There's RE 1 through 8, so we're up to 8 titles already, just from like mainline, just 1 through 8, no remakes included. There's remakes of 1, 2, and 3, so we're up to 11. And then I'm also going to play Revelations 1 and 2. And there's RE0. And Code Veronica. There's 15. 15 games that I consider mainline RE. Well, Revelations 1 and 2 I don't really consider mainline, but they're so close to being mainline titles that I'm going to play them. No. RE1 was the first video game I played. Like, period. When I was a kid. This was my first game. I have played all the RE games. The only ones I haven't played to completion, but I have played them, are Revelations 1 and 2. Yeah, I have finished Code Veronica. But I have not ever finished Revelations 1 or 2 because I always get bored with them. But streaming them will make them go by faster, and I'll have a better time because like chat's here and everything. So I'm not too worried about that. Even when I'm bored of games, unless I'm like bored out of my fucking mind, I have enough fun playing them on stream to where like it's not even like a struggle to get through them. Anyway, it's about that time. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy and you haven't done so already, feel free to go ahead and leave a sub. I almost said like. I almost jumped ahead. Leave a sub on the channel. Feel free to come back and hang out another time. I do stuff like this every single day. So if you enjoyed what you saw here today, you feel like coming back and hanging around again, feel free to do so. We like having more people here, whether that's chatting or lurking. It's just more fun for everyone. Even when you're lurking, it just pushes the stream out to more people. So like, it just helps out the community with having more fun in general because we get more friends. Also, on your way out, if you haven't done so already, I just kind of already said it, but feel free to go ahead and leave a like. It really does help out a lot with the algorithm and stuff when the stream turns into a video. It pushes it more to recommended, search engine, all that sort of stuff. So I'd really appreciate it if you feel like helping me out on your way out. Also, if you're looking for ways to engage with the community off stream, feel free to go ahead and look down in the description. There's a big cluster of links near the bottom, not at the bottom, but near it. That cluster of links has things like my Twitter, if you want to follow me on there. I've been becoming more active on Twitter again, because I've been pretty bad about it recently, admittedly. There's also our Discord server, which is, like, super active. Like, earlier today, there were maybe, like, 4 hours straight where it was just jumping between, like, one debate to another. So, the Discord is super active. A lot of people typing in general chat and stuff on there. So, if that interests you, feel free to check that out. Other than that, though, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see all guys back here next time, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.